Salute. Bring it in. We're going to give some people some time to get up in here. Until then, it's Social Assassin, live, Unscripted Logic. I got my co-host here. Who is
Pablo, Pickasso, the GOAT. What it do?
There we go. And we got Hazie coming up in a little bit. So we got nobody in here yet, but we're going to get some people in here. So until then, I'm going to just rock out some music. One of my favorites here. Unscripted Logic. Weatherman, salute. Bottom of lane. Rain. I ain't fucking around, man. So you better believe I stick. I'm a bad crap. All right, salute y'all. Welcome to Unscripted Logic. There's only one person in here because I just noticed that Adept is live. So that's gonna take away from our viewership. But hey, people will catch it on the playback. I ain't even worried about it because we have a great topic tonight. And shout out to Adept, man. Restore Order Volume 1 going down March 22nd. That's all we're talking about as far as battle rap tonight. So let's get into the topic. So again, real quick before we get into the intro, I got my co-host Pablo Pickasso, and we got a guest tonight. Yes, sir. Shout out to Weatherman in the chat. Salute to you, brother. We appreciate you, man. If you want to hop up on the panel and talk about this topic, you can, and we're gonna get into that in just 1 second. We got a guest tonight for Unscripted Logic. Let the people know who you are, brother.
Yo, Hazie, brother. What's so good?
Hazie be the name. So Hazie, this was your idea, right? This was your idea. Jack, salute, brother, salute. We appreciate you pulling up. So tonight we got a special topic that's nothing to do with battle rap, yo, and it's a topic that is a great topic to talk about. So Hazie, this was your idea. So what's the topic for tonight before we get into the intro?
Stand-up comedy, man.
Stand-up comedy. So tonight we are talking about stand-up comedy. So let's go. You might notice some minor changes in the intro theme song. So pay attention.
Come on in, y'all. Hit that like we're talking about. Unscripted logic. Come in and watch it. Unscripted logic. Unscripted logic. Every Monday from 6 to 9. Talk battles and pick apart shitty lines. And if you're not on my side, I can change your mind if you give me time. But while you're here, you should hit the like. Cause we keep it raw every Monday night. Nah, bro. No, I'm fucking telling you. Oh my god. You don't know a goddamn thing. Are you serious? You're out of your mind. Exactly. I can't fucking believe this. Oh, please. Get the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's ridiculous. Bunch of chunks and no goddamn thing. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Really? Yeah, okay, bro.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, word. So those of y'all just tuning in, tonight's episode is about stand-up comedy. This was Hazie's idea. That's why he's up here. DME, yes, we are still good for tomorrow at noon, and I am about to make DME a mod, of course. I thought he already was. I did take away some wrenches today only because did just some, not because those people, it's just I haven't been seeing those people around lately, and it's the mods are really for the people who really rock with me, and really not really that, but like people who post stuff and share stuff. So you know what I mean. But DME is now has a wrench on Social Assassins channel, and tomorrow, real quick before we get into this episode of Unscripted Logic, and I appreciate y'all for joining us. We got Pablo, Pickasso, and we got Hazie in the building. But tomorrow, man, noontime on Social Assassins channel right here, man. Tune in at noon Eastern Standard Time for the DME interview. The DME interview. This interview is going to be dope. This is an interview I've been wanting to do. I'm stoked about this shit. Yes, Lenny Bruce and Bill Hicks. Let's go. I wouldn't say over everyone else, but yeah, they are up there with.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into all that, and I'm gonna let people up on the panel to talk about their shit. The comedians they like and stuff after we get into it a little bit. Salute Tyler, salute Fresh Coast, Jack, Weatherman, Dom, DME, everybody in the building, man. Salute to all y'all, for real. I appreciate y'all. All right, so
I'd say
I feel you, Dom. I feel you.
I'd say first things first.
I don't want people to take away, but yeah, I want to say first things first. Pablo, you're probably gonna say the same exact thing I'm gonna say, I'm gonna let you say it. Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say, Hazie, since you brought it up, who's your top 5?
Oh, hold on. Well, hold on. Well, all right. Well, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Okay, what are you gonna say?
Because first and foremost, we have to give, first of all, not just for all the amazing comedians that we've lost over the years, but we lost a comedy legend, a stand-up comedy legend, just comedy legend overall very recently. Part of a show that inspired this channel. The name of this channel inspires my character as a person. Not this person particularly, but the show. But man, rest in peace to Richard Lewis, bro. And let's just give like 10-second moment of silence for this man. All right, man. Rest in peace to all the great ones we've lost, for sure. I mean, we've lost some great ones. We've lost Robin Harris. We've lost Red Fox. We've lost Charlie Murphy. We've lost Robin Williams, bro. We're gonna get into
O'Neal.
O'Neal. We're gonna get into that. Trust me, I got him on the list. We're gonna talk about all of it. And Larry David, man, he inspires me as a person. And let me just tell y'all real quick, because Larry David is a great stand-up comedian as well. Because he walked up on stage one time and looked at the crowd and said, "Nah," and walked off stage, yo. Like they weren't good enough. That shit's hilarious to me.
That's funnier than most people's fucking hour specials.
Fact. So shout out to Larry David, because the reason I started watching Curb, because I never watched Seinfeld when it was on. but I did go back and watch it a couple years back, but and I like the show, but Curb Your Enthusiasm is a much better show. And how I started watching Curb was another brother of mine and Pablo's said to me, "You got to watch this show," and I'm like, "Bro, I don't think I'll like it." He's like, "Dude, this guy is you. This guy is you in fucking 40 years or whatever." And I was like, all right, I'll watch it. So I watched it, and it's the greatest show of all time. KB, we're gonna get into that. Bernie Mac, man, Bernie Mac, Patrice O'Neal, Richard Pryor, Dave Chappelle. Man, there's so much to talk about. So all right, so let's get back into that. Jack, so yeah, absolutely, Patrice O'Neal. And yeah, man, I don't think his death was that's for another episode. But Hazie, Pablo had a question. My bad.
Top 5 stand-up comedies or comedians, or just that you like. No particular order. Either way, it don't matter.
Patrice O'Neal.
Nice.
Bill Burr.
Okay.
Let's see.
Boston.
Yeah. Patrice O'Neal, Bill Burr. I might have to put Charlie Murphy in there.
Damn. Okay. Charlie Murphy's the man.
Fuck. So hard. So many of them.
I know it is hard. But so far, my number one is Patrice O'Neal also. And I'd say Bill Burr was in the top 5. Lately, he's probably dropped a little bit. I'd say Carlin and Pryor are probably tied for second or third. It's so hard to pick one.
Yeah, I was going to say Richard Pryor because that was my introduction to it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I feel like they're tied. You can't put one over the other. Carlin and Pryor are just like in the same number 2 spot.
I agree with that for sure.
And honestly, I'd say Louis C.K. is probably like 5, just because the amount of good. I mean, his show was funny. His fucking every special he's done is funny.
Right.
And Eddie Murphy, just off Delirious and Raw alone, like he
changed the game. Eddie Murphy
changed the game. I got my 5th one.
Yeah.
Eddie Griffin, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Eddie
I respect it. He's not up there for me, but he is funny. I'm not gonna act like he's not funny. I do think he's funny. I just think there's a lot of people ahead of him, but that's the beauty of stand-up comedy. I said it earlier, like it's the same as battle rap. It's opinionated and you know.
There's different styles of humor. Like someone might like a Ricky Gervais style, which like I used to like his older stuff. Definitely,
me too.
His newer specials are kind of like, nah. Like I feel like
but he used to be hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing with a lot of comedians these days, especially after like cancel culture, woke shit happened. They like, you know, shout out to Red Bar. I heard him like break this down too. Is that like people they try so hard before they would just say shit that's funny and people might get offended, but nowadays it's like it's something they try to like lean into, like I'm gonna be offensive, are they gonna cancel me? It's like, all right, dude, just fucking be funny, like Jesus Christ.
No, I agree, but I want to highlight his comment there. He saw Bernie Mac live, bro, at the Fox.
That's fucking fire.
That's fire.
DME. I can't front, yo. I'm jealous because Bernie Mac is in my top 5. I'm a huge Bernie Mac fan. I honestly I don't know if I can name a top 5 because I love stand-up comedy so much that it's hard to name 5. Because the guys that I like, they have their own style. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. There's a lot of people who came up under Joe Rogan that I don't think are funny at all.
Like Tom Segura, people like that. Bert Kreischer, horrible, bro.
Not funny. You know who else is not funny? Theo Von. He's not funny at all.
Oh, bro, no. I'm gonna stop you right there. Bro, Theo Von is fucking hilarious.
Go ahead. Tell me.
He's fucking great. You just said people have their own style. Theo Von, he's not copying anyone. He's not trying to be someone else. He's just himself. and every sentence he says is just naturally fun. He reminds me of like a Southern Mike Medeiros or something. It's just like everything he says is so fucking wild, and it's like not like he's trying to be funny.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about Mike Medeiros.
I know, but I don't know. I love everyone else. I get it. All the Rogan Sphere people. I'm like
Brandon Schaub. No. Yeah, he's fucking horrible too.
Dude, I hate Andrew Schultz. I fucking hate that kid. I don't think he's funny at all. And
all he does is crowd work.
Yeah. Honestly, these people they do like too many shows. They're doing all these podcasts and shit, and then they're touring. It's like they don't even have time.
Talking about?
Now I'm talking about Andrew Schultz.
Yeah. Okay.
The fucking dude who had a show with Charlemagne, rode Charlemagne's coattails to relevancy, and then he acts like he changed the game by putting his stand-up on YouTube. Never been done before. Like, give me a fucking break, dude.
DL Hughley's not funny. My bad. I'm missing a lot of the chat, yo. Yeah, DL Hughley's not funny. I don't think so. He was definitely the worst one in Kings of Comedy. All the Mexican jokes may not be as funny or relatable to other people, but George Lopez is up there for me. I'm a huge fan of George Lopez. I used to watch. I used to even watch his sitcom too.
He had 2 sitcoms.
I missed a lot of
one was hilarious. The other one was all right.
Eddie Griffin, hella underrated. Yeah, man. I mean, I like Eddie Griffin movie. I used to own the movie Double Take.
I was just gonna say Double Take is pretty funny, but
you know, but his stand-up's good too. But his stand-up is better than his movies. Paul Mooney, hilarious, man. Paul Mooney, rest in peace to Paul Mooney.
Legend right there, bro.
Yeah, man. We lost a lot of great ones. Tyler
Chris
said Theo is great. Yeah, I just haven't seen enough of him, but what I seen of him, I just didn't care for.
Fresh Coast Live said Chris Tucker is wild. Yeah, Omar Epps. I mean, Chris Tucker, his last special didn't do it for me, bro.
DME said he saw Chris Tucker about 10 years ago. That's awesome. I didn't see Chris Tucker's last special, Hazie. You know, hey, Jack, I do want to highlight that Martin Lawrence is hilarious too, and I think that the Run Tell That that special I think is really underrated. That special is fucking hilarious, man. If you've never seen that, I'll put it in the chat so y'all know how it's spelled.
How do y'all feel about Shane Gillis?
I like Shane. At first, I was like, nah, but he's actually kind of funny. Like, I watched the Beautiful Dog special. It's kind of funny. I like that.
Live in Austin's funny to me.
Yeah. He's for a newer comedian. He's funny. I mean, he's not like. I think it's just because so many newer comedians are just so trash that he stands out. It's like, oh, he's actually pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's really what it is, but he's not bad. I mean, I sat down and watched his whole special. Most people, I can't get through like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, I want to change. I'm like, you're not funny. So I shut up. So someone said Anthony Cumia, facts. Opie and Anthony, growing up in Boston, especially, it's like when I used to drive to school in the morning, it would be either Howard Stern or Opie and Anthony. And that's how I came across a lot of comedians like Patrice O'Neill, Bill Burr, fucking Rich Voss, all that shit. Like, that used to be hilarious. I actually saw Brian Regan live, which I know he's like a cleaner comedian, but he's funny too.
I do like Brian Regan. You know who else I like too is fucking, why do I always forget his name? And I saw him live too. The dude, what the fuck is it, Paul? You would know. What the dude with the puppets?
Yeah, fuck, I know what you're saying.
Why am I spacing on his name? I saw him live.
Jeff something.
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah,
Jeff Dunham. Yeah.
Yep, Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham is fucking hilarious, yo. What he does with those fucking puppets is crazy. But salute Adept, salute everybody coming in. Jack, yeah, Gary Owens panders a lot, but he is pretty funny. Jeff something, yeah.
I don't really like Gary. His whole
I like
like,
him in movies.
I'm the white guy. Look at
I
me,
know,
everyone.
I
It's
know,
like,
I
all right,
know,
bro. I don't
I
know. He just
know.
comes off like a fucking
Mike Epps is
cornball to me. Such a panderer.
Mike Epps is a
Like,
good stand-up comedian. One person I'm not gonna give credit to for stand-up because I don't believe that this person actually put the work in for stand-up like they try to make it seem like he did, because other comedians say there's comedians that are clearly paid to say like, oh yeah, this person was there, but there's other comedians who have come out and said no, he wasn't there, he got put right. Kevin Hart, he didn't put in the same work that these other comedians put in. He was put in a position to be able to do these things. That's why for fucking 5 years in a row you were seeing Kevin Hart in every goddamn movie.
yeah,
I don't think Kevin Hart's funny, bro.
He is funny.
Kind of funny, but
no, I'm not gonna take that away. Especially like in his movies, he's pretty funny. Like, but I like Kevin Hart makes me laugh a lot. Like, I really like the movie Central Intelligence with him and The Rock. I think that movie's hilarious. But to me, I don't respect his stand up because he didn't put the work in to but you know, somebody who I feel like, you know, of course everyone knows who he is and everybody you know, knows that he's a big name and stuff, but I still feel like he's kind of underrated is Chris Rock. Am I bugging?
underrated? I don't know about underrated. I mean,
a little bit, bro. Yo, come on.
Yeah,
Bigger and Blacker is one of the best specials ever.
yeah, I guess so. But I don't know if it's underrated though. I feel like
that was all
most
right
people
to me. I
maybe
mean,
maybe not underrated, but I feel like people don't put him on the same level as other comedians that he should be on. But let's get in. Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe not underrated, but he definitely doesn't like I feel like he is up there with like Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean?
When you were talking about like Kevin Hart, like he used to be friends with Patrice O'Neal, and then literally Patrice was saying like once he got big, he's like, this motherfucker don't answer my calls anymore, and like they're like on the same radio show, he'd be like, oh, how you doing, buddy? He's like, how am I doing? Fuck, I haven't heard from you in years. Like, you know, it's like, bro, I used to fucking live at your house, and now it's like, oh, he's too big for his fucking britches. Like, you know, he's definitely that type of person. So yeah, I don't rock with that shit.
Yeah, Chris Rock is a legend. Facts. Tyler and KB. Joey Diaz is a good storyteller. Like his stand-up's not that great to me, but when I see him on podcasts,
he's funny, dude.
Yeah, he is funny.
I fuck with Joey Diaz. Yeah, his stand-ups, I like it. He has stories. He has crazy fucking stories.
Yeah, definitely. His storytelling's like the funniest thing about him, I feel like. But, I mean, when he used to be on the Man Show and he'd like come running out naked and shit, it's like, all right, bro. But and I think he does a little too much, like fucking I'm like a mafia boss kind of dude because I look like the fucking Sopranos guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, dude, relax.
Yeah, he does feel it. Yeah,
relax.
Yeah, he's only got one thing. That's the thing. He's a one-trick pony. That's why, like, once you hear him say a few stories and stuff like that, it's funny, but like. That like his stand-up's just not that funny to me.
See, but that's what I'm saying. That's why Patrice O'Neal for me is number one, because he can tell stories. Facts, he can fucking his stand-up is good. Like him just fucking standing there and talking bullshit is funnier than 99% of what these people write and practice and fucking rehearse for 2 years before. Because let's be real, these comedy specials, these people write this shit, they practice it night after night. They don't film a special for like 2 or 3 years. So they're doing the same material night after night after night. And when you finally see it, it's after like 3 years of them performing it. And some of it's like,
not all of them. Because Cat Williams tours like almost every year. So
yeah, but just think of us as like battle rappers. It's like, bro, we got to write and perform new shit every time. And like for 3 years, that's what you got.
You
like
can't
some
go
of the shit.
You can't go to different leagues and battle different people and spit the same bars like in comedy where you can go to different clubs and say the same jokes.
So to me, it's just like some of it's not that impressive. Yeah, you worked on it for 3 months, and like when you finally filmed it, and it's like some of it's like, bro, I've heard my friends say funnier shit spontaneously in the moment, you know what I mean? It's like it's just like not that impressive to me. Like Most of the modern comedy, I'd say. I mean, obviously, you know, the legends, it's like they're legends for a reason. But I feel like stand-up comedy these days, it's like, I don't know if it is the podcasting or just like the humor in general of this generation or something, but I just feel like it's like, I don't know, something's missing. Like the game is like stale right now. Almost
originality, like the censorship, like people scared of, like there's only a few of them, you know, that like to me, like y'all were talking, like Patrice, like Elephant in the Room is like a top 5 special to me, bro.
Yeah, that's one I could go back, even though I've seen it like 20 times. If any of you have never seen this, Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room, guaranteed fucking watch. You like
watch that.
Absolutely. That's one. If you've never seen, you have to go fucking watch that. Absolutely.
Hey, let me ask you this: do you like Matt Rife?
No, I don't like Matt. I feel like he's a fucking fraud.
I knew you were gonna say that, and I felt the same way. But just recently, I watched his Netflix special, and I fucking died, bro. It was, dude. Trust me, you should watch it, Pablo, for real.
I'll guess I can. But yeah, Tyler, facts. O&A against
the other shit that he's ever done. Dave Chappelle killing him softly. Facts. Andrew Dice Clay, man. Like there's so many.
Norm Macdonald, bro. Norm Macdonald.
Yo, Norm Macdonald is so that's an underrated comedian. Norm Macdonald is so fucking funny, bro.
That's an underrated comedian.
His show is fucking. I go back and watch that and old O&A shit that's on YouTube. Those are like the two things I go back to the most and listen to, especially episodes with Patrice, Bill Burr, and shit like Colin Quinn when they're all just like busting each other's balls. Whenever like Rich Voss and Bob Kelly and shit were up there, oh my god, I could listen to that shit like every week, honestly.
Yeah,
it's so fucking funny. I just feel like that's what's like missing nowadays. It's like, you know, Rogan, all his buddies, like they'll come up, they're promoting fucking 12 different things, and they're talking about how much money they have and shit.
They all have an agenda. And like, yo, he gave Brendan Schaub a voice. Like, come on, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
That's Jeff Ross.
Yeah, Jeff Ross.
Giraldo, rest in peace.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Greg Giraldo, rest in peace. He was funnier, I felt like.
Yeah. Jeff Ross was good as a host master, though. I wanted to highlight Mitch Hedberg. Okay,
Mitch fucking Hedberg, bro.
And if you've never seen him, if you've never seen Jim Brewer, facts. We'll get into that. But Mitch Hedberg, rest in peace to him. He died very young, and I think he might have only had like 1 or 2 Comedy Central specials or something. But he was fucking hilarious, man. He was so fucking funny. He was just like this hippie dude, like stoned out of his mind, just like, yeah, man. But like his shit was funny. The jokes were fucking funny. The Smokey the Bear shit, like that whole special was amazing.
Yeah, he was just doing something different.
Right.
Nah,
yeah, he was doing something very different. Yeah, Cedric to me is like, I don't know, man.
Look,
like,
there's some shit that's like comedy, and then there's shit that's like family comedy, like fucking Medea. Right. And I put Cedric in that category, like family fun comedy, like meh.
And Cedric stole a lot of jokes, bro.
Yeah, Jim Brewer.
Yo, joke thievery is a fucking big thing.
Who stole jokes?
Cedric.
Oh yeah, for sure. He stole. I mean, the Cat Williams joke that he stole is obvious because it's pretty much the exact same joke, except he really did just turn it into a spaceship, and you know.
Yo, I like Robin Williams. I think he's a good performer, but apparently he was a fucking joke thief too.
Really?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said.
Jim Brewer story calling a bomb threat into Sears while he was working there.
Yeah, that was funny as hell.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah.
What did you just say again?
What did I just say? Yeah, Robin Williams is a joke thief.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Yeah, look into it, bro.
Aziz Ansari, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, he's kind of funny.
Yeah, he used to be funny. That's how it's done, son. He's he can be funny. Like he's pretty funny in some movies and shit. Like if you've never seen 30 Minutes or Less, he's pretty funny in that. He's got some moments, but a lot of them have like good moments, or like they're like flash, just like a flash in the pan type shit. But Lenny Bruce was a game changer, man. Bruce was so was Bill Hicks too. Dennis Leary, man.
Yeah, dude.
Another great Boston comedian.
And another great joke thief.
Damn, yo, I didn't know that either. That's
crazy.
You
didn't know? Dude, that's documented. He stole Bill Hicks's whole shit. Standing up there smoking, talking about fucking I'll eat the meat and right. Bro, he stole Louis C.K. tells the story. You know the song? I'm an asshole, Leo. On Dennis Leary's album. That was literally a Louis C.K. bit he used to close with. It was just a joke.
I remember
he said, yo, you know how there's handicap parking spots? You got the site. He's like, what if there was asshole parking spot? He's like, you just hang up the sign, the placard, you pull it. Someone's like, what the fuck? You go, hey, I'm an asshole. You know, I'm an asshole. Right. It's all right. And then I guess Leary came up to him and said, yo, that joke's mad funny, that blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah. And then he made that song and put it on his album. And the next time he saw Louis C.K., he was like, Louis like, oh, you know, you kind of took that bit. So he paid him money for that. Like admitting that, I took that from you. Here's some money for that.
That's fucked up.
Carlos
I remember Louis C.K. talking about that.
Yeah, Menstelia.
We're not even, bro. Yeah, we're not even gonna give him any light. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Well, really, that's why Joe Rogan became relevant in the comedy, because his comedy was like mediocre at best. You know, Rogan was more known for like the Fear Factor shit, for being the UFC guy. His comedy wasn't really like anything great. It was only because he like went on a fucking tirade against joke thievery, and that's what people kind of championed him for. Everyone got behind him. He got banned from the clubs because Menstelia was bringing people to the door, and they're like, oh, well, you're just causing trouble. They didn't give a fuck about if someone was stealing a joke. They just cared about the money they were making for the door. So
they were booing fucking Joe Rogan, like, while, like, you know, he was on stage, like, saying, like, this motherfucker's a thief, and they were all standing up for Carlos Mencia, and then, like, a couple years later, like, Carlos was gone, bro.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because people...
Joe... Go ahead.
They always say people put, like, a compilation of him telling a joke, and then, you know, it'd be like a fucking Bill Cosby joke, like a fucking famous one, like the football player. He's like, oh, his dad trains him his whole life. He's out there throwing the pigskin. He grows up. He wins the championship game. He looks in the camera and says, I love you, Mom. You know, it's like, that's a fucking famous Bill Cosby joke. Right. And like, they put a compilation back to back of like Mencia saying it, and then the other person saying it before him. And then once that was like the internet age, and it was over, you know?
Yeah, man.
Now, how y'all feel about Earthquake?
I don't even know who that is, and I was just gonna say that I've never seen Anthony Jeselnik either.
Really, he's kind of funny. I mean, he does look like a little twerp, but he is funny. I'll give him that.
I just looked him up, but I never watched him because the name sounds familiar though. But Joe Rogan, I some of his stand-up's funny. He can be funny, but the people that he puts on are not fucking funny, and it's annoying, bro, because they get this big push and they're not fucking funny.
Like I said, like we said earlier, like Bert Kreischer and fucking Tom Segura, like I cannot stand Bert Kreischer, bro. Like,
yeah, bro, and he would not have a fucking movie, the Machine movie. Like, he would not have had that without Rogan. So
I didn't even watch it. I didn't go back to like it.
He's still trying to run with that being a true story. Like, he's a fucking retard.
Yeah, I know. Like, I guess there's like some proof that like a robbery did happen on a train while he was on a trip, but it's like obviously he just fucking embellished the rest of it. Like, no one was calling you the Machine. You did not fucking rob all your classmates with Russian gangsters. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Stop.
Yeah, Laval Crawford. Didn't he pass too? Isn't he gone too?
That's Huel in Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah. Didn't he pass recently?
Yeah, I think he passed.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Rest in peace to him, man. Rest in peace to him. He was on a lot of shit. He was on episode Always Sunny too, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I just finished watching Better Call Saul, which he appears in that too as Hugo.
Yep. He died not long after the end
Yo,
of that.
Bob Odenkirk is funny as hell too, though.
Bob Odenkirk is fucking hella funny, and I don't think a lot of people may not know about him before Breaking Bad, but he's always had like sketch comedy shows and stuff like that.
He was a writer on SNL, and
yeah, man, he's been around doing his fucking
was
thing.
that show called
Mr. Show, right?
Mr. Show, yeah, bro, that shit was funny.
Called Mr. Show. Mr. Show, man, Bob Odenkirk, and I forget the other guy's name, but that show was hilarious. No, I think he had another show with another guy, but I think Mr. Show was him, just him. But yeah, that shit was hella funny. But I want to highlight go ahead, some Hazy guys.
I want to say, have you of Adam Ray?
No,
I never heard of him. Adam Ray.
He impersonates Dr. Phil, and he does like specials as Dr. Phil now, or stand up.
Oh,
dude, it's fucking hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
I'll check them out for sure.
You guys
does anybody know who Rudy Ray Moore is? I mean, who was the rapping comedian? He tried sounding like Rudy Ray Moore.
The only rapping comedian I could think of is when Ari Spears would do Jay-Z and DMX and shit at the end of his thing.
I want to
that
highlight.
Shit was funny though.
I want to highlight a really funny comedian who's no longer with us now either. Is Red Fox, because now let me tell you something, man, about Red Fox. So I remember, being a little shit in Boston with my dad, and waking up in the middle of the night and finding my dad in the living room watching Sanford and Son. And I used to just go sit next to him and watch Sanford and Son with him. So rest in peace to my pops and Red Fox. So when I became an adult, I actually went back and I rewatched the Sanford and Son episodes, and I went back and I watched Red Fox stand up and stuff like that. And I understand completely. I mean, I loved it as a kid, but I didn't really understand it. I think I just loved the time with my dad more. But the Red Fox is one of the greats, man. He's one of the greats.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think that I'm just trying to think how to word this, like the what's wrong with the comedy scene right now? Do you think it's like
it's same thing with battle rap? It's oversaturated.
Yeah, but also, do you think that's more just like people's style of humor like changing over the years? Because back in the day, like let's take like a Carlin or something, like they were funny, but they would go on for like 10 minutes about like a serious topic, and like people like cared what they had to say, you know what I mean? Like there was like shedding a light. It made people like look at things a different way, it didn't matter if you were left or right, if you were like, you would leave going, oh shit, that's funny, oh I never thought of it like that. Right, but now it's like people don't look at comedians the same way anymore, and I'm just like, when did that happen? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
It's like, I think the podcast game like kind of fucked up a lot of comedians.
Yeah, you know what, Hayes? Yeah, you're on to something with that, I think.
Because they could be like, kind of funny, or funny on a podcast, but then you watch your stand up and it's like, this is not funny at all, bro. Like, I cut the shit off. Yeah, I'd rather watch your podcast.
Right.
There's a lot of people that it's like, I don't. You're a good podcaster, but you're not a good stand-up comedian, and I think the lines got a little blurred. But also, to your point, Patrice O'Neal used to say something really funny, like when Instagram like, because this is maybe like 2009-ish or something. He's saying like Twitter and stuff. He said people like, I'm supposed to be a celebrity, and he's like, I've become too accessible. He's like, back in the day, if you loved like fucking Burt Reynolds as an actor, to get a message to him, you had to like find his address and send it, and like you'd be lucky if you ever even got the mail. He's like, now you can just hop online, call directly to me. You call me a stupid black fat motherfucker. Like, he's like, we've become too accessible to the fans, and they see you as like just a regular person.
That's the issue with everything now. Like,
and people out here doing 3 podcasts a week. It's like people see you, they feel like they start to like know you, or like I feel like you lose some of your star power when you're just out here every fucking minute of the day. People just, they don't like, I don't know, you lose like your luster, I guess. So you going out and performing a show isn't like a big event anymore, because people are like, oh, I just saw you talking for 2 hours 2 days ago.
And I'll tell you something. So like I went to all 5 King of the Dot battle event massacre events, right? And so when some of the battlers you won't see the whole time until they come into battle, and then you won't see them after, like Conceited. I saw him like you did not see him outside with all, like some of the battlers would chill outside with the fans and stuff, but some battlers won't. And I think that's a good idea. Like, it's cool for them to mingle with the fans a little bit, take some pictures and stuff, but they shouldn't just be out there just hanging out like that, because to me, it's just,
there's a difference between being down to earth and being just like too accessible to everyone,
right? Because I'll tell you something, like I fuck with Conceited. I'm a fan of Conceited, but I'm not like the biggest Conceited fan. But the fact that like he wasn't outside the whole time and I hadn't seen him the whole time, I was more excited to see him than other people that night that I'm a bigger fan of. You know what I mean? Just because of that mystique. And there's other battlers that are like that too. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's battle rap. Comedy is the same thing. I think it's just the same all around for everything. Any type
and these comedians, like the young ass generation that's coming in now, like they're trying to cater to them, and you know what I mean, like these horrible comedians, and they come up with jokes, and it's just not funny to me, man. It's not original or anything like that.
Well, that's my problem with, like, I did watch some of Matt Rife's shit, and from everything I've seen, it's like, bro, this has been done a million times. It's just your audience is so young. They're like, we've never heard this before.
But like, listen to me, Pablo, and that's exactly was my thing too. But I'm telling you, his Netflix special is nothing like any of the other shit he does. He really fucking goes in on this shit. He really didn't give a fuck and said anything he wanted to say, bro. I'm telling you, watch it. I'm telling you.
All right, I'll watch it if you watch Theo Von's special.
All right, I'll watch Theo Von's special tomorrow, right after the DME.
Right, what do you think about Donnell Rawlings?
He's funny. Definitely on the Chappelle show was hilarious, but again, seeing him on other podcasts, dude, when I saw him on Kill Tony and he had that like fucking freak out and he kept interrupting, someone brought up like, he was on an episode with Joe Rogan, I guess, and he kept like interrupting RZA. So people were like giving him shit for it. And he just like couldn't take the joke. He's like, no, let me tell you something. He's like standing up with the mic and they're like trying to keep it going. And like, aren't you a comedian? It's the same thing with battle rappers. It's like, maybe this isn't for you. You tell jokes for a living, but you can't take a joke. Like Brendan Schaub trying to sue that kid because he made videos on him. It's like, bro, you're a fucking comedian. You can't take a joke. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
That's the other thing too, is like old school comedians, they know that. Like, they know that that's the rule. Like, you have to be able to laugh at anything. And even guys like Jerry Seinfeld, who are the driest comedians out there, who I'm not even a fan of, but he even he understands that.
Well, the whole thing of the Comedy Cellar, there was like, they talked about the tables in the back. All the comedians used to sit there and roast each other. And they said they had hack court, which they would put one of your bits on trial if it was like hacky. you know?
Right.
And it's like, that just made people get better. Like, oh shit, you're right. I am doing this fucking hack ass bit. Like, you know, and eventually this pussy new wave of people try to come in and be like, oh, you're misogynist or you're making gay jokes and it's homophobic and blah, 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 blah. And they're trying to like tear down the table. Like, no more of this fucking boys club bullshit. And it's like, that's why you guys aren't funny. You can't take a joke. You didn't go through the lion's den. I think because there were like a lot of comedians that were coming up at that time got like ran out because they couldn't handle it. It's like, good. Then that, guess what? It's called separating the men from the mics. Like,
it's because back then, like comedians, like real comedians, they really tested new comedians, and they really tested if you were strong enough to handle this shit, which is something that is missing in battle rap too. But they don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? It's just, it's not the same as it used to be. Like the older comedians would make sure that these motherfuckers are funny.
We're in it for the right reasons and shit too.
Like right reasons, like all that, bro. And man, that's true, man. I really think Hazie's onto something with the pod.
And like, you know, like people being sensitive to jokes. Like if it's funny, it's funny. I don't like if people like if a black comedian talks about white people in it and they make a white joke, I'm a fucking laugh, bro.
Yeah, if it's funny, it's funny. It's like either everything's okay or none of it's okay. You know, I hate when people, they'll sit in the crowd and they'll laugh at 9/11 jokes and they'll laugh at fucking race jokes. Like, oh, Asians, that's funny. Oh, this is fun. But the second you get to like, oh, a rape joke, that's not funny. My sister was raped. Or like a drunk driving joke or something. It's like, well, I had a fucking niece's cousin's nephew's brother who, it's like, all right, so everything's funny until it comes around to a thing that affects you. Now it's not acceptable. It's like, fuck out of here, bro. It's either all okay or none of it's okay. So where do we draw the line? Because anything can be funny. You can make a joke out of anything. I don't give a fuck what it is, what the topic is.
Look, man, I'll say this. Every black comedian does white jokes, right? But not all of them are funny. Like, I love a great white joke, but it has to be funny. And that's why I mentioned Chris Rock's Bigger and Blacker, because he, like, bro, he has me dying. Like, when he, like, you gotta have good race jokes if you're gonna come with race jokes. Otherwise, it's just cheap, low-hanging fruit.
Facts. That's why I was saying Patrice O'Neal. Like, yeah, he got into some racial shit, but it was so fucking funny.
Right.
It's like, you couldn't even hate on the shit. Like he has some joke about he's like talking to a white guy in the crowd, and he's like, oh, he's like, if I was walking down the street, he's like, would you fucking cross the street to get away from me? He's like, and people like laughed. He's like, no, I'm serious. He's like, you should. He goes, listen, he's like, he goes, and white people, he's like, don't feel bad about it. He's like, if I'm walking down the street and I see 5 bald dudes, he's like, I'm not gonna assume they all just came from chemotherapy. He's like, oh, we got some Nazis, I'm gonna cross the street. You know, like, he's like, I'm not just gonna assume that they all fucking have cancer. Like, I'm gonna assume they're skinheads and I'm gonna cross the street. He's like, stop feeling bad about it. You know, like, for real. And I fucking died laughing when he said that shit.
No pun intended. Weatherman, is that a quote? Are you quoting somebody, or are you asking that question? And in the context of what? Like, just in general? Because I don't think so. Yeah, Kevin Hart. Yeah, man, I'm with you, death metal.
But yeah, like Patrice O'Neal, he could like like whenever he would like do crowd work.
Okay, I see. My bad, Hazie. I see what you're saying, Weatherman. Is it just me, or is there a difference between black folks and white folks? Yeah, that is a common tactic or angle used in comedy. Absolutely. But here's the thing: I don't have any issues with race jokes at all. They just have to be fucking creative and funny, man. That's all.
Yeah, for sure.
My bad, Hazie. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was saying, like, Patrice O'Neal could turn a crowd around. Like when he would do like just like crowd work or whatever. At first, like the crowd wouldn't be fucking with him, and then like he would know how to turn the crowd around, and then they would start fucking with him.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, that's true.
Like
that's
the first 10 minutes of Elephant in the Room is him calling out this couple in the crowd. It's like a black dude with a white chick, and immediately he starts pointing at him, and and at first you could tell they're like uncomfortable, but he gets the whole crowd dying laughing. He's like, he says this joke. He's like, oh, look at her. He's like, oh, that's he's like,
that's a high grade woman,
that's a high grade white woman right there. He goes, and he's like, oh, all the black women mad. He's like, listen. He's like, oh, remember? He's like, you know that chick that went missing in Aruba? And people in the crowd like yell out, like, Natalie Holloway. He's like, yeah, yeah. He goes, oh, what was that Brazilian chick that same guy just killed? And it was like dead silent. He goes, exactly. He's like, I said, oh, remember the white girl? He goes, this lady singed it. It's like, Natalie Holloway. He's like, oh, this Brazilian girl that died 2 days ago? Yeah, exactly. He's like, so he goes, we all know. He's like, a white woman is like a pretty white woman like that. Life is it's just more. It's what the fuck you say? It's like not means more, but it's like it's just higher value or something. It's like, and the whole crowd was dying laughing. It's like, bro, that's fucking funny. Like he just proved it instantly because it's like this guy killed this girl fucking 5 years ago. Everyone knows her name. And literally, his second victim that at the time he had just killed. No one, I still to this day don't know that girl's name. It's like, that's just fucking funny. You can't hate on it.
Facts.
Yeah, DL Hughley's crowd work on Kings of Comedy was funny. I just don't find DL Hughley funny in general, though. I don't know, man. But I don't know. To me, Bernie, like I love that comedy special because my dad loved that comedy special, and all four of them were funny in their own right. But when I watched that recently, kind of Bernie Mac was really the only funny one. Steve Harvey had some shit, Cedric had some shit, DL had some shit, but ultimately the only one who was funny all the way through was Bernie Mac.
Facts. And I had that on VHS. You know that I had that shit on VHS. And the first couple times I watched it, I was like, yeah, okay. But eventually I would just fast forward because I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, like you're right. Bernie Mac's the only one I would watch. And this is when it was on VHS. You actually had to sit there and fucking fast forward it to the next
part. Man, you had to sit there and fast forward that shit. And I would.
And that's how much I didn't give a fuck about watching them, as I would sit there and fast forward a VHS tape to get to Bernie.
Right. And like I said, they all had their moments. They all had a couple funny jokes here and there, but the only one that was funny throughout their whole set was Bernie Mac, and I fucking die laughing every time I watch that shit.
Yeah, he's a legend, bro. He's one of the greatest.
Yep. And the thing about Bernie Mac too is he's funny in movies as well, like Bad Santa.
Yeah,
dude, he's so funny in that movie. And Ocean
next Friday or whatever.
Next Friday. Oh my God, next Miss Parker.
Oh yeah, I mean Friday.
Yeah, Friday. Yeah. Damn. Bernie Mac's a legend, bro. There's so many legends.
We call that a sin.
Yeah. Let me get a little bit for my cataracts.
Oh, fuck. I remember like the first time when I was like 5 years old watching his stand-up. At first, I was like, it was like hard for me to even understand some of what he was saying just because the way he said, I'm like, what the fuck? Like I was like, because I was so young, I had never heard anyone talk like that before. So I was like, wait, what? Like I had to really like listen. But then after watching it like 2 or 3 times, I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. You know what I mean? But the first time I seen him, I was like, what the fuck? Like just the way of speaking was like, damn, I never heard anyone talk like that before,
Right. I know, man. Now let me ask you this. do you feel like, because this is how I feel right now, of course, guys like Richard Pryor, really broke the mold and stuff like that. But I feel like Eddie Murphy's delirious, but mostly raw. I feel like it opened so many doors for other comedians because of how belligerent he was. And I don't know. I just feel like he opened up pause comedy a lot, stand-up comedy a lot with those two specials.
Oh, facts. Like you said, by the time he did Raw, bro, he was like a fucking rock star. He came out with there in that fucking leather jacket and people were screaming. Like, it was,
Right.
It's not.
He was like Michael Jackson up in that motherfucker.
Yeah, it's not like what you see today. Like, it was a fucking event, like literally,
Right.
It was a movie. A fucking movie.
It literally was a movie.
Like people say that now, like it's gonna be a movie, but it's like no, he fucking made it a movie. Like,
and it was in theaters. It was in
yeah,
theaters.
it's not just like a comedy special. That's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, you could literally release like this is a fucking movie of stand up, and it's like it would do just as good, if not better, than like some of the movies at the time. Now it's just like people, they record. And again, because they're not getting tested coming in, it's like anyone could just pick up a camera, fucking write a joke that might have even been said before, record it, and if they have like a little bit of stage presence or charisma, like they get a fucking TikTok audience, and the next thing you know, they're like, I'm gonna be in Denver on the 22nd, and it's like, like I don't know. It's like I'm not saying like we need gatekeepers and shit, but it's like. Like I don't know. Now it's like anyone could just fucking pick up their phone and do comedy, just like battle rap. Like people wake up one day and decide I identify as a fucking comedian now. Like, oh, you do?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Now,
like,
Fresh Coast just said, Palm and Fresh Coast. I emailed you back today, brother. So check that when you get a chance. He said Paul Mooney wrote Eddie Murphy's jokes. I have heard something about that, but I'd have to look into that more. I don't know, but I do remember hearing something about that. Pablo, have you ever heard it? Hazie,
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because that was back in the day. Like Eddie was such a good performer that I could see people writing jokes for him.
And he was doing movies at the time too, so
yeah, but I feel like
made more.
His stand-up was so fucking good, and like the first couple of movies he did, like 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, and shit, like those were good movies. I still go back today and watch, especially for a comedian at the time, like someone coming from SNL.
I even like
for
Metro.
No, that's what I'm saying. Once it got after those, the first couple. For a comedian to be in these roles and you're actually like buying it, that he's like doing the action scenes and he's like a badass dude and shit, like you actually bought it and it was funny. But eventually, like I don't know who his agent was, but he accepted so many fucking terrible scripts and just like, you're not doing stand-up anymore, you're only doing movies, and fucking 10 out of 11 of them are garbage. Like I don't know, man. I don't know why he did that with his career, but at one point he was on top. So,
Hazie, how do you feel
about who?
Eddie Murphy, his movies.
Who was again?
They were
all right.
Are you a fan of Beverly Hills Cop?
Yeah, I mean, I could watch it. It isn't the greatest because my dad watched that shit all the time, and I'd watch it, but
yeah,
I mean, I'm not a huge fan.
Right on. Yeah, I do like the Beverly Hills Cop movies. I do like a lot of Eddie Murphy's movies. But as far as his stand-up, he definitely opened the doors for a lot of comedians to be able to go out of bounds and say what they want. And I know Richard Pryor and George Carlin were already doing things like that, but the way Eddie did it was just different, bro. The way I don't know, man. He just I feel like he broke the fucking mold when he really broke the mold when he fucking made Raw for real and Delirious.
And people saying like, yeah, I could see like, I guess back then like writing for someone was different. It was almost like that was you getting like a chance. If you wrote for someone and like they were super successful, that was like your way in kind of. And then like you could open for them and you know, that's how like you got your shine. You got your shot because you wrote some shit for him or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the same as like
appreciate it,
ghostwriting
bro.
today, I guess, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but does that mean it's okay though?
No, I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I think give the person the credit if they wrote it, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying when I was 5 years old watching Eddie Murphy, if you were like he didn't write this show, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck. This dude's hilarious.
No,
like,
fact.
you know what I mean?
Agree.
So, yeah. But like now, if I'm watching a special and you're like, this guy didn't write this, I'd be like, turn it off. I don't even want to watch it. Like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe that's just how I feel about it now. I don't know.
I get that. And I can't change how I feel about Eddie Murphy because if I watch Raw, I'm still gonna laugh my ass off, regardless. But
it's funny. Someone, Jack brought up Steve-O. Could we tell the story before we went to see Steve-O?
Should we tell that again for anybody?
Yeah, fuck it. We're on the subject. We might as well.
On the topic. So, put a 1 in the chat if you haven't heard the Steve-O story.
Yeah,
put a 1 in the
way
chat if you haven't seen the Steve-O's. If you haven't heard the Steve-O story.
I haven't.
Okay, word. Well, you haven't, so that's that. Then we'll tell it.
No,
so,
I have.
Yeah,
you have.
So he probably has. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the chat says. I think a few people in here have probably seen it, but I mean heard it. But we that shit was fucking funny, and a lot of people tell me I look like Steve-O.
Well, you sound a little like the way he talks about fucking.
No, people say I look like him. People say I look like him all the time, bro. I get that. I know. I don't see it either, but I get it all the time, bro. I don't fucking understand.
I fucking can't stand.
And the kid from Waiting too. The kid from Waiting.
Oh too. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I don't see that shit.
The kid from Freaks and Geeks, but he grew up to be in Waiting. Yeah. The main kid from Freaks and Geeks.
Yes. Okay, so you guys haven't heard the story. Okay, so me and Pablo, just to keep it real with y'all, I had a little bit of extra money. I was being a little reckless with it, and we were just kind of going to shows and concerts and basketball games, all types of shit. So Steve-O was playing in Medford, Massachusetts, a tiny venue that he couldn't fill. He maybe filled like 40% of it. And, right. So I bought the tickets. I'm like, fuck it. You know what? I was watching. I had seen a couple episodes of his podcast, so I was like, and they were kind of funny. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go see him. Why not? It's only like $35, whatever. It's in Medford. I lived there at one point, so we'll go down there and check it out. So me and Pablo go, and where our seats are, we're up in the balcony, but we're like on the right side, and the seats on the floor weren't even full, but we were up in the balcony anyway, and there was like people in the middle and on the left side, but not that many. It was, there just wasn't that many people up in the balcony. How many would you say, Pablo? Maybe like 40 people.
Yeah,
total.
like 45, 50 or something.
Yeah, and they were like, but we're on the right side, so it's just me and Pablo. Like, we're the only ones in this section, right? So, and it's a very small venue. So we actually walked in a little bit late. So when we go to our seats or whatever, and Steve-O is doing talking about his wife and his dog, and he's showing pictures on the screen, right? He has a cool looking dog and his wife's hot. So I said, I kind of did like, ow, and it fucked him up. He couldn't remember his material. He couldn't remember where he was at. It completely fucked him up because he's not used to getting cheers, I guess, because there's not that many people in there. I don't know. So he literally stopped what he was doing, looked up at me, and he said, "Hey, asshole, you want to shut the fuck up?" So I look at, now, mind you, we're the only two people in this section. So I of course, I know he's talking to me. He's looking right at me. And I look at Pablo. I go, "Is he talking to me?" He's like, "Yeah, he's definitely talking to me."
Yeah, he's absolutely talking to him.
And then you could tell he was trying to remember where he was at. And then security comes over. 2 security guards come over, like this big guy and then this woman fucking thing. And they were like, "Oh, you got to keep it down." I said, "What?" I said, "I paid money to come to a comedy show. If I want to fucking laugh and make and react, I'm gonna fucking do that. I paid money. What the fuck?" And they're like, "No, you need to keep it down." So I'm like, "All right, whatever. Fuck you. You know, I'm not trying to get kicked out at the beginning." So we're just chilling. And then as the show goes on, we're laughing at the salute, major salute. We're laughing at the comedy, right? Well, you can tell it's throwing him off. Now, I understand what it is. It's because he's hearing the laughter in front of him from the people on the floor and the people above them in the balcony, because there was really nobody on the left side and it was only me and Pablo on the right side. So when he would hear noise coming from that part of the venue, it definitely threw him off, which it shouldn't if you're a fucking performer, right? And how many times did security come up to us?
Not while they at one point they were just standing like over us, kind of.
They were
like 3 feet
hovering,
away. That one guy was just standing there for like an hour.
hovering, bro. Yeah,
but he would come over and like put his hand up and do like a keep it down kind of sign, like.
Yep.
And we just kept ignoring him and be like, "Yeah, whatever, bro. Like, fuck off."
Because we weren't being extra. We were laughing. We were doing what everyone else was doing, but because Steve-O doesn't know how to fucking perform and can't fucking deal with someone laughing in a section. It's not my fault you can't fill up a venue. You know, it's not.
Yeah, he played videos, like he had a fucking projector and he played videos fucking 4/5 of the time. So sorry, we fucking reacted to your stupid videos. Like half of it wasn't even him talking. So then he got like thrown off by it. He's like, "Hey, asshole, shut the fuck up." Yeah. I fucking can't stand that, dude.
I know. So that's and then as we're walking out, I walked past the 2 security guards that were initially harassing us, and then I was like, "Nah, fuck this," and I turned around and I walked up to both of them and just fucking shoved my both middle fingers in their faces, and I said, "Fuck off," and fucking started walking up the stairs, and they're like, "Hey, get back here. Like, get back here. What are you gonna
literally
do? Me out? I'm fucking leaving it.
Get back here, mister." It's like, what? The show's over. You're fucking staff at this event. Like, what are you gonna do? Even if you do catch me and bring me back. Now tell me your name so I can write it down and make sure you never come back here again. Like, what the fuck?
I don't want to come back to your shitty fucking venue.
Yeah, but it was so funny because, like you said, the people like in the front row or even just on the floor, like even further back, they were screaming out shit the whole time, like Steve, we love you, man, and blah blah. And he'd be like, "Okay, all right, guys, okay." But then the one time you're like, "Oh," he's like, "Hey, asshole, would you shut the fuck up?" And the whole crowd was like, "Woo, all right," and they all started clapping. Like that's when the people came over, like, "You gotta hold it down or you're out of here." We're like, "What?"
Yeah, you're out of here. I said, "Man, shut the fuck up." I said, "Man, I paid money to get in this bitch. It's a fucking comedy show. I'm gonna laugh if I want to." That's exactly what I said to the guy the first time. And he stepped back because he realized he was wrong. But then they just hovered, and they did come over a few times and like wave their hand, tell us to keep it down. Like, fuck off, man. I'm not. Eat a dick, bro.
I feel like he holds on to his jackass days, bro.
Yeah, of course. That's what most of it was, right? Pablo was mostly like stories of like jackass.
Yeah, and videos of him.
Watch what I do here. I'm gonna staple my balls to my dick hole and fucking.
It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
How funny.
It was not even worth the $30 that we paid.
Literally.
Watch me stick this object up my asshole. Isn't that funny?
Like, no, not at all, actually. It's kind of gay.
Yeah. Back 702. Eat a dick or go back to Cleveland. Shout out to anyone who's from Ohio, though. So shout out to anyone who's from Cleveland. But
it's like, yeah, he's not a fucking. That's what I'm saying. It's like people that aren't comedians at all. Like,
well, I did Jackass.
Yeah, you were all messed and cracked up, and you were like a prostitute who would do anything for money. Now you're like,
I cleaned up my act, so come see me live at the Ohio Theater.
Like, shut the fuck up, bro. No one gives a fuck about you.
Speaking of Ohio, yeah, 702. Go to 702's channel and subscribe and go watch that video where I tell the story of where I tell LeBron James' dad to eat a dick and go back to Cleveland. True fucking story.
Yeah. But yo, even Steve-O's fucking podcast, like, what a dumb fucking idea. He like turned a little
subscribe
like
to Major too, yo. My bad. Go ahead. Yeah, he turned
like what do you even call it? Yeah, like an RV into a.
Oh, this will be great. A podcast on wheels.
But it's like, bro, there's not even enough room for the guests. They're all crammed in the back. So it's like the sound quality's off. They're all fucking on top of each other. It's like,
this is a great idea.
And then literally he'll go like from an ad read, he'll cut someone off mid-sentence to be like, today's sponsor, butt wipes. And then fucking literally it comes back from the live read and then it cuts right into like an ad on the YouTube. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, can you let someone finish a sentence before you start shilling off all these products? And like, they'll be like competing brands and shit. Like, one's Manscaped.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
What was he does Liquid Death, and then he does what was the Blue Chews? Of course, he does like, Blue Chews because he's done so many drugs. His dick probably don't work. I mean, I've done a lot too, but I've done.
He used to do hella whippets too, bro. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he used to do. Yo, that dude sniffs mustard and all types of wild shit. I don't know, man. That dude's dick might not work.
Yeah, so, I just think he's a fucking cornball, to be honest. But
he is a fucking weirdo. I don't even know why we went to see him. Like I said, I was just kind of being reckless.
Pablo, and this. No, I mean for real. That's just like that's just I go off on that shit because that's how I feel. Like when I watch this shit, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
okay, today's sponsor, fucking butt.
It's like, ugh, dude, this guy was literally in the middle of a story. You cut him off mid-sentence to be like,
so Manscaped.
It's like, no one gives a fuck, dude. How much money do you need to make? Like, Jesus Christ.
Hold up.
And yeah.
No, man, I don't know, Rusty, bro. Get out of here. Yo,
get the fuck out of here, bro.
Cheeks. See the dropout.
I know that's Rusty. Not cheeks. Someone. This is unscripted logic, bro. This is we're up here doing something different. So someone.
Yeah, we're not even talking about any of that shit.
Because I know that's not Cheeks, because she's never even been in here, so I know that's not her. So someone.
Yeah, we're talking about how Steve-O is Cheeks, bro.
Yeah.
Cheeks.
Yeah. Don't block him. Just boot him.
That's Rusty, bro.
It's definitely Rusty.
Yo, have you ever seen the show? I think
Z-Money is live right now attacking a woman.
Yo, have you ever seen the show I Think You Should Leave on Netflix?
Yeah, hey, babe. It's a movie, right, with Kevin Bacon?
No, it's a show. There's like 3 seasons, I think.
I definitely seen it. Hold on, because I know I seen that. Hey,
the guy is Tim Robinson, I think his name is.
We saw the show I Think You Should Leave, right? Oh, the comedy, right?
Well, that's what we're talking about. That's why I'm bringing it up.
I was for some reason I was thinking of some other shit, but yes, the dude with the goofy fucking face and shit. Yeah, man.
He was in
Yeah.
what's it
That
called?
show is
The
hilarious.
Detroiters or something. He was in that show too. But dude, if you haven't seen I Think You Should Leave on Netflix, I definitely recommend checking that
Oh,
out.
absolutely. If you're a fan of comedy, bro, that show is like, especially like sketch comedy, and I want to get into sketch comedy a little bit because I know this is about stand up, but I just want to say, bro, I just want to shout out the Kids in the Hall and the Upright Citizens Brigade, because those two fucking shows, man, like, oh, I could watch those shows, both of those shows, for fucking hours on end. On end.
A lot of people don't know about Upright Citizens Brigade, bro. I don't know why.
That's true.
But dude, when it first aired after South Park, that's when it was on Comedy Central. After, I think it was like the first or second season of South Park. It was like, oh, this new show is airing after. So it literally, if you used to watch South Park back in the day, the show that came on after it, Upright Citizens Brigade, that shit was so. I had it on DVD, and for a while, that was literally my favorite show.
Yeah, phenomenal.
And you've seen all the people in it. You've seen in movies 100 times. Amy Poehler was in it. Y'all definitely know her. She came from that show.
What's Buddy's name? Matthew something.
Oh yeah.
He's in a ton of shit. He's in everything.
All of them. You've seen all of them in movies.
Yeah, you've seen all of them in movies, but this guy is in literally every fucking thing. But yeah, Upright Citizens Brigade is a great show. Hazie, you ever seen Kids in the Hall or Upright Citizens Brigade?
No.
It's a sketch. They were both sketch comedy shows, kind of like Chappelle Show, but well, in the sense that they're both sketch comedy shows, but they were very different from Chappelle Show. It was just completely different. But I love them. Monty Python over Kids in the Hall. I love Monty Python.
No, not the show. Not the show. Maybe some of the movies. Like Holy Grail is up there, but the show, no.
But yeah, I can't agree with the show. But shout out to my UK brothers, because I love Monty Python, man. I do. I love Monty Python, but Kids in the Hall, man. For me, that was the sketch comedy show that really got me interested into sketch comedy.
Yeah, Bruce McCullough, whatever his name is. Oh my god, dude.
Jack, we were talking about Mr. Show earlier.
Bobo, right.
Yeah, so if you have HBO, or I think it's called, what's it called? Max now. Yeah, if you have Max, you can watch Mr. Show. Great fucking show. Mad TV. I used to love Mad TV in the 90s. I used to watch it all the time. Rest in peace, Bo, with a great friend of mine who passed. I used to watch that with him all the time, and I used to love it. But for me, it doesn't even come close to Kids in the Hall or Citizens Brigade or Chappelle.
Mad TV had some funny shit, but
shout out
sketch for sketch, no. Kids in the Hall and Upright Citizens Brigade are like leagues beyond Mad TV. Leagues.
Yeah, leagues. And yeah, they did dress like women a lot, but
so did fucking Monty Python.
Well, that's what he said. Monty Python dressing as women.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people did. Even Key and Peele and shit used to do that all the time.
Most comedians. And shout out to Dave Chappelle for fucking calling out the fact that Key and Peele just came in and just stole his show and just started doing his show on Comedy Central. Because Key and Peele is Chappelle's show. Let's be real. It's just not as funny. And I like Key and Peele. But when the Chappelle show ended, it left that opening for a sketch comedy show, and they picked that, and they, I don't know. Did you see that special that Dave Chappelle did where he talks about that?
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, it's one of his newer ones.
I actually like the when Key and Peele stopped doing it on the stage, just like Chappelle's show, and then they started opening the episodes with them like driving in the car. I actually like that better anyway. They should have just done that from the get-go instead of doing Chappelle's show.
Yeah, they bit his whole formula. That was the thing. Life of Brian.
But do you think that was really their idea, or was that the network going, this worked before, and there's this
no, 100% the network, but they could have said no and did something on their own. But then again, the network may not have taken them, may not have given them a different show. But then therein lies the compromise.
Right.
Do you compromise your integrity and just pick up someone else's show basically where they left off and steal that whole formula, or do you try to make it on your own, doing your own ideas and shit?
Well,
and it was still funny, but and
if we're gonna be real, like SNL and shit, like a lot of what they did was go like club to club, watch people's bits for sketch ideas.
I know that. Yeah, so, I know that for a fact. And that's the thing about comedy too, is we talk about that we hate when they steal jokes and that, but when you really look at it, all of them are stealing jokes. Maybe not all of them, but most of them are stealing jokes.
And the thing is, with comedy, it's not like
sketch comedy shows.
Music and stuff is like intellectual property. It's like, because you can look at like a battle rap bar. You can look at the iron low, like I'm anemic. It's like, no, that's a verb. But a joke, it's like, I guess it's like hard to say, no, that's my joke, because some form of that kind of joke has probably been around before. Like, well, you took the premise of it from you could always point back to something earlier and go, well, this is kind of that same premise. You just changed this around, so I get it. But at the same time, it's like, no, when a fucking joke or a bar is like directly lifted from someone else.
And talking about Mad TV, like Bobby Lee stand-up, I do not like Bobby Lee, bro.
Yeah,
his stand-up's not funny, but
I've never really seen his stand-up, but the movies I seen,
because he's never recorded a special. He's been doing the same material for 20 years.
Yep. And another bad comedian is Ari Shaffir.
Yeah.
I don't
think he's funny at all. He's the amazing racist, Ari Shaffir.
Yep.
The fucking clown.
J-Lo and Rosie Perez started as dancers on In Living Color. Facts.
Yeah, facts.
And Living Color was a great sketch comedy show as well.
Yeah, dude. Jim Carrey's skit of him doing the MC Snow in Forma, MC no don't play, I like your bum down.
Yeah.
He did the impersonation of him, and the song was fucking Impasta. If you've never seen that, dude, go watch Jim Carrey doing the Snow. That shit is so fucking funny, bro.
It is hilarious. Right, 702, exactly. Fire Marshal Bill, yep. Key and Peele do too much gay comedy. Yeah, they did bring battle rap to like with that hype man skit. That
oh
shit
my
was fun.
God, bro!
If you've never seen the Key and Peele battle rap hype man skit, this is a real person that they're impersonating, and it's from an eye battle.
Steady. It was a Young Steady battle.
It was a Young Steady battle.
Man.
And his hype man, who had dreads, was literally making those rah! And shit. He was literally doing
stomping his foot and looking like a goddamn fool.
He was looking crazy, bro. And they did, and when you watch the battle and then you watch the Key and Peele skit, yeah, of course they exaggerated a little bit, but they really didn't even have to exaggerate at that point.
I know, bro. That shit's so funny. He's like, rah! Rah! He's like, why you doing me? Why you doing me? Bro.
Yeah, if you never seen that, go watch that shit for real. Oh man. So
And they end it with the of mice and men shit. He's like, just imagine a place where we can do our thing and we never get disqualified. And he's looking out of the water going, he goes, just look out in the water and give me one last good rah. Bro.
yeah. Rah. That shit was fucking crazy, man. Now, how do y'all feel about now? For me, this comedian, I love his movies. I'm not sure if I've ever even seen his stand-up, but to me, this guy is a legend. How do y'all feel about John Candy?
Yeah, I haven't seen none of his stand-up. I didn't. Yeah.
Yo, John Candy's fucking hilarious, especially his movies.
Yeah, he used to do stand-up back in the day. But yeah, his movies are. I'm sure I have seen some of his stand-up, but I just don't remember. But I mean, Uncle Buck.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, right?
Yep. The what's the outdoor movie? It's called something outdoors. The Great
Outdoors.
Yeah, I love that movie, man. He's in Home Alone briefly. Yeah, amazing. So many great movies, and rest in peace to John Candy too, man. Because I watched a lot of his movies growing up. For sure.
Yeah.
Yo, what's the movie where the lady has like the giant mole on her head and he throws her a quarter? He's like, hey, there's 25 cents. Why don't you go downtown and have a rat and gnaw that thing off? I always thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like a funny Louis Anderson, you know? That's what I always thought. John Candy's like a funny Louis Anderson. The only thing, anytime I see Louis Anderson, all I can think is it up there? Is it up there? From the fucking Family Feud shit.
Yeah. I used to watch the cartoon Louis with him. He did the voice. Yo, that's Little Louis or whatever. But yo, that shit was hilarious, man. I used to watch that show. Andy Kaufman, he was an acquired taste, but
I mean, supposedly he was a fucking asshole, but
yeah, for sure. But his comedy was fun. What about?
I do appreciate the idea of like you're the only one in on the joke. Like, I think that's kind of funny.
Right. You don't care as long as you think it's funny. That's like, yeah, bro.
Like him and Jerry Lawler, the whole scripted beef with them and shit. Like, and they're the only ones that get the joke. Like that's funny to me.
Yeah, right. Me too. I love the movie that Jim Carrey did, Man on the Moon, about Andy Kaufman. Rest in peace to him too, and rest in peace to another great who not only had great stand-up, but he was also very funny in movies, and he could do a few different roles, and was a very consistent guest on The Simpsons. Pablo, you know who I'm talking about?
No, off the top of my head now.
Phil Hartman.
Oh, fucking A, right, bro.
Phil Hartman, man. But there's so many great comedians that we've
News Radio
over the years.
Remember that show?
News Radio, holy shit, bro!
Dude,
I totally
Stephen Root, and Joe Rogan was on that show actually.
That's right.
I remember that.
The hot brunette, but then there was the redhead too. She was and the black girl actually. They were all three of them could get it. Yo, I was in a chess club growing up, and the teacher of the you're good. I just want to say this real quick. The teacher of the chess club, his name was Chuck Dick, and he used to rock this belt that said Dick on it. And come to find out, he was Andy Dick's uncle.
Oh shit!
Yeah, isn't that crazy? But yeah, you can go ahead. I just wanted to say that.
No, I was going to say this comedian, people might have mixed feelings about this, but his solo stand-ups, Ron White, I think he's funny. I don't know about
I like a couple of his stand-ups. The ones I've only seen like one or two, and I didn't think I was gonna like them, but they did make me laugh, man. He is a funny motherfucker. I would say he's probably the funniest out of those.
Oh yeah,
four.
compared to the Larry the Cable Guy and Jeff Foxxer, he's Jeff actually funny. Yeah, he's like the Bernie Mac of that crew, to be honest. Like not comparing him to them, just saying like.
Right. Yeah. That's a good comparison. That is a good comparison.
I saw their last show together in Washington D.C.
Who?
The Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, One for the Road. Yeah, I was there.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's one of the ones I saw of Ron White was part of that.
Yeah, they go to the White House and shit and all that. Yeah. It was in the Warner Bros. Theater. Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Sarah
he does
Silverman.
the tater tot story, right? Is that Ron White?
Yeah, but yeah. My favorite
always had the glass of scotch and a cigar.
Yeah. And his one of his favorite jokes, like he had the Dr. Phil story is fucking hilarious. And the Tiger Woods bit where like he was arguing with his wife or whatever about Tiger Woods, and he was like trying to defend Tiger, and he was like, he's only, that shit was funny, bro.
Yeah, I'd have to go check it out. I only seen a little bit of his shit, but it's definitely funny.
He's got a couple great stand-ups.
Yeah, Sarah Silverman. I always thought she was like kind of cute back in the day. She's like a little funny, but yeah, definitely fuck her. Fuck her in her stupid face.
But she's fun. She can be funny. My girl hates her for some. She always has. I don't know why. But should I?
Go ahead, social.
No. You got it, brother. I've been going crazy. You talk, man.
Cause I was going to say like nowadays, like the female stand-ups, bro. I don't rock with like any of like Whitney Cummings and fucking Tom Segura's wife, and
you know who? Let me say this: Lisa Lampanelli though is fucking hilarious. I can't front.
Yeah, she was funny, but then
she was funny as fuck. But
she became a fucking
pandering. She started pandering too much to a certain topic, and
I hate that shit. It's like, bro, to be a comedian, and that's the problem with like Jim Brewer. Like he used to be hilarious, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm this like right wing guy, and it's like, really, bro? Like when Steven Crowder on us,
Brewer, like, man. But yeah, Amy Schumer, she's another female comedian that sucks.
If you're too far to the left or the right, you're missing out on so many jokes, and it's like, I like people that can make fun of anything. Make a joke of anything. That's why I did like Shane Gillis' special, because he's like doing a Trump bit, but then right at end he's like, he's like, well, don't laugh too soon. He's like, I think Biden's the only president you could assassinate.
Yeah,
that shit's funny as hell, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like he can go from one to the other. It's not like, I hate when people like.
He was talking about the debates with Trump or whatever. He was like, Trump was the GOAT. He was like, I will not watch no more debates. Like Trump was dude, that bit was hilarious when he did
you got an ugly dog wife, Ted. You watch the dog. Like, bro, that's fucking funny. I don't care what your political leanings are. That's funny. Like, come on, bro. There's people on stage all trying to be serious. This guy goes, your wife looks like a dog. Like, what? Like, bro, I could even argue with that.
Yeah, it's fun.
He cried. I wouldn't have cried. That's just not funny.
Do you guys have anything? Go ahead, Hazie.
Like whenever he was like it'd be funny to see Trump get assassinated or whatever, and like he was like to assassinate or the dude that walked in assassinating, like, sit down, you're gay.
Sit
Like,
down, you're gay. Ugh. He goes, you just
my
know he'd make a
opponent's
funny
gay.
noise when he got hit. He'd like, ugh. Yeah. Bro, that shit's mad funny. He's like, cry baby Baghdaddy. That's what we call them. Beautiful dog. Yeah, that shit's mad funny. Yo, how do you feel about
Now,
like musical comedy?
No.
Like people who like play guitar, like they sing songs and shit, like
it
a Stephen
depends. It
Lynch or
depends
something.
because there's I can't remember his name, but there's this one guy in particular who he's not funny because he uses the guitar too much as a crutch, and he's not landing as many the jokes aren't that funny. Like
Stephen Lynch.
That might be his name.
Yeah, he was big a while, like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, that might
but
be.
But then
the
there's
guy.
someone like a Bo Burnham that's like all he does, and
right.
Like some of it's kind of funny, but
some of them, like Adam Sandler, has some funny songs. You know, I don't like all of them, but some of them are funny. Now, is there any other things that either of you want to highlight before? Because I do want to open up the panel and let some other people come up and talk about their favorite comedians and things like that. But I want to make sure that, because we have till 9, you know, so I want to make sure that you guys, you know, don't, you know, have anything.
I mean, I'm good. I mean, whatever. You can let other people. If Hazie wants to bring something else up,
Hazie, you got you got anything else you want to go over specifically before we open up the panel?
No, I'm good, man. Go ahead.
All right. We're gonna drop the link, so anybody who wants to come up and talk about their favorite comedians or moments that their comedians had. And I just want to real quick also shout out to the motherfucking Jerky Boys, for real. I remember so again, rest in peace to my pops. He really knew good comedy, man. And I remember being so young, like probably like 10 years old, maybe 11 years old or something like that. Yeah, I think I was like 11. And he'd have his Jerky Boys tape in his car. He wouldn't let me listen to it, of course. So this was not even CDs, hustle, salute, hustle, not even CDs. Before CDs, like it wasn't even CDs yet. I don't think there might have been, but this was a cassette tape. So I remember I used to stay up and wait till my dad went to sleep, and it was hard to sneak out because he would set the alarm. So I'd have to like undo the alarm, and it's a lot of beeping. So it would, but anyway, I would sneak out and I would go sit in his car and listen to the Jerky Boys. And then and he didn't know. And I did it every night for mad long. And then one night I fell asleep in the car with it on, listening to the Jerky Boys, not with the car on, but with like the, and he fucking, the battery was dead, and, he had to go to work and shit. But that was crazy. But yeah, so that's how he caught me listening to the Jerky Boys. But shout out to the Jerky Boys, man. I put some mustard on it and I eat that fucking shit. I love the Jerky Boys.
Yeah, man, they were mad funny.
They were, bro. They really were.
I love Jim Florentine. I was just gonna say Jim Florentine did a lot of like prank calls. He had this whole like series called what was it, Terrorizing Telemarketers, and that's what kind of turned into Crank Anchors. That's why he's on a lot of the episodes.
Right. And I love that they used to bring on different comedians to make the calls, because when like prank calls are always funny, unless you're on some Sphinx or some Rusty shit, like calling DME's work all day, calling him all day, like on some weirdo shit. But like like prank calls like that shit's hella funny to me.
Facts. And they used to do that on like radio shows a lot. But then at some point, the whole like recording someone without their knowledge shit was like, I don't know if it's either banned or like looked down upon. So if you ever heard a prank call after like 2010 on the radio, it was 100% scripted, because they weren't allowed to do that shit anymore. but they would still on like 94.5 or whatever, like whatever stupid stations. They'd still pretend like they were doing it, but it's like 100% fake.
And you could tell too. Phone Jacker was I never seen Phone Jacker. I'm gonna have to check that out. You guys ever seen that? I'm assuming
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yo,
sounds.
Shout out Hustle Crow. I seen him in Easy the Sleep Captain's chat the other night when he was trying to fucking divert for battle maps, and we were all asking real questions and bombing on him and shit.
Nah, shout out to Hustle for real, man. Shout out to Hustle. I think one day it was me and Hustle were in here. I think it was just me and him left in the chat. We were talking about Curb.
Yeah. Like, no, I think that was what. Oh, I'll say Weatherman was at one point. I remember.
Nah, me and Weatherman talked about Curb too, but I think me and Hustle were talking about Curb.
I haven't seen last night's episode yet. I'm gonna watch it.
I watched it this morning, bro. It is fucking hilarious. It might be the best episode of the season.
Yeah, this season's been fucking, especially the last episode was great too.
Last episode I said the same thing. This is the funniest episode yet, but last night's episode was amazing. All right, we're gonna drop the link. Yeah, man. Again, rest in peace to Richard Lewis, man. We lost. At least he held out to finish the last season of Curb. Yeah, Weatherman, watch it tonight, man. It was a great episode. I watched it twice in a row, to be real, because like you miss shit because you're laughing so hard. But yo, I laughed, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, especially when I'm watching it and like my brother's here, my nephew and shit's running around, and it's like there's a lot going on. People laughing over shit, so I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, I always watch Curb twice. Always. Jack, salute.
Yeah, huh? This is Frank Rizzo.
All right, ZZO, open your fucking ears, jackass. All right, ZZO.
I'm about to drop to the mechanic. I'll see you with my tools on Monday, fuckface.
Oh my god. That's so good.
What's up, y'all?
You kicked my dog? You kicked my dog? You kicked my dog?
You Egyptian magician.
Yo, salute. Yeah, it was good.
Man. Hey, this is a great fucking live, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of people are missing out on a great episode because this is.
It's all right. They'll catch up on it. But yeah, we kind of had the idea even when we started Unscripted Logic. Yeah, we'll talk battle rap and shit, but we kind of always plan to like go into other shit too, you know.
Yeah.
But we know this community is like, you know, they're mostly from battle rap, but it's like we all like other shit, you know. It's not like
and a lot of people in this community like stand up. I notice that. I see it in comments a lot. I see a lot of people talking about stand up.
Yeah, so it goes hand in hand with this shit. You know, we like a lot of jokey bars, and you know, there's a lot of good people in this community, man. And it's, you know, good to see cats come together and talk about something positive, man. I appreciate this motherfucking live, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you because that's what we do this shit for, man. We just want to have good conversation with good people. That's all, man.
Yeah, I gotta give it up, man. Look, George Carlin had a spectacular vernacular. That dude was an absolute genius. And I'm sure we've all seen him and stuff like that, but go back and watch some of his shit. He was a prophet as far as governmental shit was concerned on a lot of issues that are now coming to fruition years later. George Carlin was the GOAT, man.
Yeah, he was ahead of his time, honestly. And I feel like people kind of knew that at the time, but like you said, you go back and watch, like, I forget which one it was. I just watched like a couple months ago, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! This dude was like so dead on about this shit." Like, and that's why I'm kind of sad that Patrice O'Neal too, even though he was like later on, he was so dead on about so much shit that's happening right now that I'm like, I wish he was here. I would love to hear like what the fuck he had to say about this shit now, because he was like calling it 10, 15 years ago, you know?
Yep, that's a fact.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I just recently got on a like George Carlin run just a couple weeks ago, so it's kind of funny that you are, you know, starting this live about comedians and this and that. Man, listen, don't sleep on Bill Burr, man. If y'all haven't watched any of his Netflix specials, every single one of them joints are hilarious. And he's one of the last bastions of comedians that says what the fuck he wants to, you know, and ain't worried about getting canceled, man. Shout out to him and Dave Chappelle and these cats that are holding it down. Comedy is supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to be, you know what I mean? There are some things that they say that, yeah, it's supposed to raise people out of their seats and be like, what the fuck did he just say? Yeah, man.
We were talking about Bill Burr's Philadelphia rant. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Oh man.
When
that's legendary, bro.
I think it was on like the O&A virus tour, and the crowd was just being fucking vicious. So everyone that went out before him was like eating shit and bombing.
Now, mind you, real quick before too, yeah, they were. Every comedian was bombing because the crowd was fucking horrible. But then Bill Burr's from Boston, which if you know anything about Philly and Boston, like as far as sports go, there's rivals there, you know. So, but Pablo, continue,
bro. He goes out there. They start trying to do the same shit with him. He just drops the material and does like 15 minutes of shitting on them and their city. And he's like, you fucking idiots. He's like, you have a statue of Rocky, a fictional character. Yeah, he's like, Joe Louis is from Philly, but you can't root for him because he's black. With your cheesesteak eating, have a heart attack, you motherfuckers. 8 minutes left. And then he just keeps going, and then he goes, I got 10 minutes, and I'm doing every second of it. You fucking stupid motherfucker! And he just starts going off, and at the end of like every punch, he goes, 7 minutes left.
Yep.
Dude, it's look up Bill Burr Philadelphia rant if you've never seen that.
Jack, if you've never seen it or anyone in the
chat. Yeah, I've seen it.
That shit is fucking hilarious, man.
With your piece of shit fucking bridge, the only thing you got is like the fucking crack Liberty Bell, like
yeah, bro. Oh my god, he goes.
That still gets brought up to this day sometimes when he goes on to these podcasts and shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Philly though. Shout out to Philly because I know a lot of people in the chat are from Philly too. Like shout out to Don.
Well, it got to the point they started like cheering for him while he was shitting on him, but he's like, no, I'm not stopping. You fucking started this, so now you're gonna get it. Like, I don't care if I turned you around or not. I'm still bombing on you. That's great too. That reminds me of like I guess Bill he talked about like growing up and doing stand-up with Patrice O'Neal and shit, and he said like he kind of learned that from him, is that he's like, yo, this one show, it was like for like I don't know, it was like for rescued dogs or something. They were doing like a charity show, and he's like, so I went up there, he's like, I fucking bombed trying to do my material, and then Patrice O'Neal goes up there and starts talking about how he would cook and eat a puppy. He's like, you know, like he started breaking down the recipe and fucking he did like 5 minutes and he's like, anytime someone was like, you know, oh my god, he's like, he would like bark at the person and be like, yeah, fuck you, get up and leave, faggot, blah blah blah. Like he did not give a fuck. He would literally march everyone out of the building. Like
I remember one time I was watching this old Joe Rogan stand up, and his stand ups on Netflix are funny, man. You say what you want about his podcast, but he's got a couple funny stand ups. But this one old one, it's on YouTube somewhere. This drunk lady in the crowd was kind of shitting on him and this and that, about saying how he was ugly and this and that. And he told her, he said, bitch, I'll wrap my dick around your neck and start you like a lawnmower in the crowd.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, his older shit's definitely funnier, his stand-up. Yeah, but I think I remember that too. He's like, oh, really? I'm ugly? He's like, oh, just to make a point. He's like, how many ladies here would fuck me? And he holds the mic out and they're like, wow! He's like, yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's good shit, man.
Yeah, a good like crowd work segment, like when someone yells out something stupid, and it's like when they can turn it around that quick, like it's like a rebuttal in battle rap. You know, it's like when something just clicks like that, and it's like the timing of it and shit. Like, man, it don't get funnier than that, because that's natural, in the moment, spontaneous. Like, you know, you couldn't have like thought of that beforehand. Like that was all. This person did or said this thing, and you immediately fucking fired out this joke.
Right.
Like that
shit.
Yeah, when that hits, it hits different, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Lenny
Yeah,
Bruce.
we talked about
Lenny
Lenny
Bruce was funny.
briefly
He
earlier.
was funny.
Yeah,
He
man.
was
He's
ahead
a
of his
legend.
time.
He's a legend for sure.
Yeah, he
Wasn't
was
he the
edgy
first?
as hell.
He was
Rest
like the first one to get arrested for comedy, right?
Right.
So he was like pushing boundaries back then.
He
Like, I'm
was.
gonna say this shit on stage. I don't give a fuck. And it's like that pushed the boundary for other people to go, oh damn, like, yeah, fuck it. We are truth tellers. We should like do this shit. And
that
I
was
feel like
late 60s, early 70s, man. So he was definitely pushing the envelope.
Back.
Yep. Rest in peace to that man.
But I feel like that's what's
legend.
missing in comedy nowadays is like, I don't know if it's just these kids are like just like too much of cornballs, or like they don't actually believe in anything, or like
it's the pussification of this country, man. Listen, Andrew Dice Clay could not get up now and say what he used to say. Motherfuckers would lose their mind. It is the whole country is pussified, and everybody are turned into a bunch of bitch ass motherfuckers, bro.
It's funny you say that, Jack, because I almost opened this by playing a clip of an Andrew Dice Clay, the Hickory Dickory Dog shit, but I didn't
that shit was a classic, bro.
Yeah.
He come up with the leather jacket and the cigarette, man. That dude was on point back in the day.
Oh.
Listen, he used to fill stadiums almost and shit. That dude was fucking killing the game, bro.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden shit, bro.
He was the first
talking
comedian.
About my yam bag. Like, oh my god.
Was it? He was the first comedian to do Madison.
He said, so I'm online at the bank and I got my tongue up this bitch's ass, and everybody lost their mind.
Yo, hustle. Salute to you for that. Lenny Bruce is the Bob Dylan of comedy. Fucking right. Let's go. I love that analogy.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, bro.
Let's go, man. And Bob Dylan's my favorite musician of all time. So I love Bob.
He can't sing his way out of a fucking paper bag, but he wrote some lyrics. He was a consummate writer, bro. Yeah.
Oh man, that's why he's my favorite of all time. My favorite vocalist of all time is Chris Cornell, but my favorite period of all time is Bob Dylan.
And listen, not to say you wasn't gonna do it, but to remind you, man, we got to have a stream sometime where we talk about Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell and Andrew Bourdain and Avicii starting a fucking organization against sex trafficking of children, and they all end up dead within 3 or 4 years.
We definitely have to do that. That's a must. Maybe maybe we should do that on an Unscripted Logic episode, or maybe no. We'll do it. We'll plan it. We'll plan it probably after the battle, but definitely soon for sure. Because that's an important topic to talk about.
Yeah, it's crazy too. Like even fucking Patrice O'Neal, like he was getting like heavier and heavier into conspiracies and shit. He started going on radio shows and in his specials, like openly talking about the shit. And then all of a sudden, he just died.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, diabetes. It's like, yeah, really? Yeah, I don't know.
On the Alex Jones show.
Yeah, facts. Bro, you ever seen the clip? Oh my god, there's a clip of Patrice O'Neal on like some morning show on the news, and they brought this like fucking feminist lady who's like, you know, all for censorship. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my dude, they brought this lady up to like, she wrote an article about Patrice O'Neal in the paper. They brought them both up there together, and he's like, just the words you used are so misogynistic. And when you said, and then Patrice O'Neal cuts her off, and he's like, no, you quoted me wrong. I said it was the angry pirate. You kick her in the shin and you come in the girl's eye. And you've like literally on morning TV, and the anchor is trying to be like, you can't say that. And he's like, no, that's the thing, bro. He's like, I can say whatever I want. He's like, it may not be funny to you, but he's like, as a comedian, I have the right. He's like, what you need to understand is that funny jokes and unfunny jokes all come from the same place. So you can't tell me my intent. You know, he's like, if my intent is to be funny, even if the joke doesn't land, you don't think it's funny, you think it's offensive, well, I still bear the right to try it, basically. And I was like, dude, this shit he said on live TV in the morning, the guy even told him after, he's like, bro, that was the sound men, like people holding the mics are laughing and shit, like, oh my god. And they had to tell him, like, bro, listen, you can't come back, but that was hilarious.
See, and to tie this into battle rap, that's why I fuck with DME, because he said it multiple times that he just says what he says and gets on there a lot of times because he thinks it's hilarious. And he's a funny ass dude, man. And
he is hilarious.
And being funny, you know, whether anybody else thinks it's funny or not, he thinks it's funny. And that's why I rock with him, man. He says and does what the fuck he wants to. So, you know, shout out to DME, man.
Facts, bro. DME is the red bar of battle rap. And if you don't know red bar, then, you know, and he even says that, and he uses like red bar clips on the soundboard and shit. That fiction, that drop, that's from red bar. So
shout out to DME. Tomorrow at noon, I am interviewing DME right here on this channel, y'all. So tomorrow at noon Eastern time, 1-on-1 with DME. So
I'm hyped for that, man.
Get it. Me too. I've been wanting. Look, man, I posted when I first started doing the interviews. Sorry to get off topic for a minute, but when I first started doing the interviews, I posted like the people I wanted to do interviews with, and everybody agreed except DME. And I was like, all right, where I get it though, because he has a lot of subscribers. He's gotta be careful who, you know what I mean, who he associates with and things like that. So I respect the fact that he waited to see maybe what my channel was all about, what I'm all about, before he agreed to do an interview.
Yeah, what your motives were, if you were some clout chasing weirdo and shit. Yeah, no, shout out to DME.
That's never what it is. But yeah, shout out to him, man. And I
told you, I've been watching him since he had like fucking 5 subscribers. I think I saw like his second video ever and shit. Like,
yeah, I've been watching DME since definitely under 50 subscribers. I can definitely say that.
Yeah.
All right, so you've been on a roll lately, man. Lush One, now DME, man. Shout out to this platform, bro. I appreciate you.
Hey, you know, and don't forget, I also did interview Adept as well. If y'all haven't seen that, go back and watch that. But yeah, man, that's what we're trying to do over here, man, is just bring the best content that we can, you know. And there's so much happened over the weekend that's why I felt like I had to talk about the Innovate battle, because no one else was, because so much else was going on. But I
didn't even get a chance to see it because I went and it was already gone.
Back up.
Like, bro, it is? Okay, good.
Yeah. It's on my community tab. If you go on my community tab, you can scroll down a little bit.
Like, how stupid was that? I was like, bro, they just took it down. Like, that was dumb.
But yeah, go flood the comments on that video. I mean, fuck EBL, but go on the comments of that video and give the support to Innovate. You know what I'm saying? Because it is on Good's channel. It's not on EBL's shit. So you know, it's there. It was their event, but it's on Good's channel. So just go flood the comments with Innovate love.
Yeah, fuck EBL, bro. Yeah, EBL, everybody lying. Everybody lying.
Yep.
Yo, speaking of comedy. Did you see Crisis battle that kid on fucking I forget what platform it was on. Maybe Major or something, right? Crisis had this like 1-round battle with this kid. You didn't see that?
No, I didn't catch that either.
Oh my goodness, bro. I think they were just like supposedly freestyling, but clearly
when was this?
It was like
the dude that spit the hollow round. The dude that
he's like revolvers, speed loaders, lodged into each shoulder.
Ernest Rothstein dude.
Yeah. He was fucking everyone up there, bro. He went up there and cooked everyone. He got everyone the fuck out of there.
That dude was, listen, he was kind of a dickhead, but he was funny on some shit. He just said what he wanted until the very end when he started getting on some American X, you know, racist ass fucked up shit.
Yeah. He was funny up until that.
Oh, I didn't see that. I just seen the battle part, but yeah.
Yeah, nah, he was mad funny. He got like 3 people the fuck out of there, and then all of a sudden he started going like heavily racist with it. And
fuck him.
Yeah, he got way too ahead of himself. He was way too confident.
Started feeling himself a little too much.
The true motherfucker came out at that point, bro. And I was just like, I was in the chat, I was like, oh, so y'all, what y'all think about me now, motherfucker?
Yeah. He went from I said yo to unten sleiten sleiten ginten. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my god.
Oh shit.
Bro, I can't wait for this fucking March
Speaking of
22nd joint, yo.
I was
There's
just
gonna
gonna say, speaking of comedy, there's nothing funny about March 22nd.
Well, it's kind of funny.
It'll be funny for
There's
some
gonna be some
people.
kind of funny things. Yeah.
It'll be
Hey,
funny for
D-Money.
some people.
D-Money was roasting fucking Crisis on this shit. He did an elbow drop off of his couch and was wilding on the stream, pulled up bitches ASMR video and shit. He was fucking clowning. Promo is hype on that shit.
I think Samson posted that clip, but I did
That
see
was
when
fucking
I did see
hilarious, bro.
when Crisis said what's it called? I don't want to stay on this topic, but I want to get back to the comedy. But Crisis,
Yeah, right. My bad.
But, nah, it's good. But Crisis said, yeah, run that YouTube checkup, and then D-Money's like, it's not even monetized. I was fucking dying, yo, Mark. Yo, you just said run that YouTube checkup, and it was not fucking monetized. Like what, dude?
Yeah,
fucking dumb. And then I'm not. Yeah, but we off that. Let's get back to.
No, I was gonna say D-Money's all right. I like D-Money.
I do want to say this much: D-Money's funny. He's all right, but he is the absolute worst at running a platform sometimes, bro.
Yeah,
horrible. That's my guy. Shout out D-Money, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right, word at Fresh Coast. Yeah, absolutely, definitely. If there were songs on that link, then yeah. But if you got more, send more for sure. I didn't even get to click the link, because I didn't see it till right before the show, but because I forgot to check it. But yeah, man, I got you. I'll click the link after the show, and we'll definitely talk soon. So
but
yeah,
yo,
man.
Circle, I was gonna say, I'm gonna send you that Dr. Phil shit, that Adam Ray Dr. Phil shit.
Yeah, send that to me.
You gotta watch it, bro. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I definitely will. Send that shit to me. Yeah, but it was all the bars he said were from Hollow versus Pat Stay in the 1-rounder in the UK.
But get back on this comedy shit. What y'all think about that old Benny Hill show that used to be on back in the day? When I was a little dude, used to watch that. There'd be half-dressed bitches on the show and shit running around. Like, hey, yo, what is this all about?
Right. No, I liked Benny Hill. I just didn't really I didn't really understand it at the age I was at, but I could sit down and watch it for sure.
Yeah, I was definitely a little too young for that, but shout out to, I did watch a little bit.
But he's definitely a legend in the like he was a British guy, right? No, Benny Hill wasn't British. Or
yeah,
was
Benny Hill he was British, bro.
Yeah, he's a British legend. I know he is. But yeah, man, he's just. Now let me ask you guys, because I know we're on the topic of stand-up comedy, but I used to watch now I of course listened to Howard Stern on the radio and stuff, but I watched the Howard Stern show on Comedy Central at when it was, or at whatever, or whatever, when it was on at midnight, and that shit always had me fucking dying laughing. I don't know if it's because I was fucking 14, 15, or if it was just really funny. But another show I want to highlight, and this guy is a stand-up comic, and he had a show on Comedy Central called Late Night with Dave Attell. Do y'all remember Dave Attell?
Oh yeah, Dave Attell is
Insomnia.
Insomnia with Dave Attell. That's what the fuck it was. Insomnia.
Dave Attell is hilarious.
His stand-up is hilarious, and that show was so good, bro. I remember staying up late, like I wasn't supposed, but I would stay up late to watch that show and shit. My dad didn't want me watching that shit, but I'd be watching. Man, I love that, because he'd go to the weirdest
the theme songs, like fucking something, one-eyed pimps and fucking what the fuck? Yeah, bro.
I gotta find those episodes somewhere and watch them,
because it would start out
and Jeff Ross have a special on Netflix right now called Bumpin' Mics. If you have not seen that, I highly suggest it. It's a 3-parter, and they just roast the audience, make jokes on each other, and it's all like freestyle off the top comedy. It is fucking crazy. It's called Bumpin' Mics with Dave Attell and Jeff Ross, and I highly suggest y'all peep that.
Definitely gonna check that out. Because, bro, that show, the fucking Dave Attell's always been hilarious, but that show was so good because it would start out at like 10:30. It would be like him on stage. It would show him tell a couple jokes, but then he would like get off stage. It'd show him like having some drinks. He's like talking to a stripper, and then he'd like get in the cab. Then he'd go, and it would always be in like a different city that he was performing in. And it would just follow him from like 10 to like 4 in the morning. Next thing you know, he's out on like one of those fucking like hover boat things in a swamp, and they're like hunting raccoons, and then but like, you know what I mean, he like winds up just talking to like a fucking homeless midget, finding like crackheads that were out on the street. Like, it was fucking wild, bro. And he's like cracking jokes the whole time and shit.
And on that Bumpin' Mics, they have Gilbert Godfrey as like one of the guests on there. And dude, it is so fucking funny, man. Do not miss that Bumpin' Mics, man, if y'all peep that, man.
Yeah, I definitely gotta check that out.
Gilbert Godfrey is fucking hilarious. And that dude's comedy was so filthy, bro. That motherfucker is off the chain.
What about Jim Gaffigan?
I like Jim Gaffigan. He's kind of funny.
I like Jim Gaffigan.
He's all right. He's kind of mid though.
Yeah,
his humor is very clean and dry, but to me, I don't know. I like it. I like him.
At least he roasted the crowd at the Hollywood event or Oscars or whatever the fuck it was. He called them all a bunch of pedophiles. Or he didn't call them that, but he alluded to that, which I thought was funny as shit.
Right.
Well, Ricky Gervais fucking called out all the Hollywood pedophiles.
Yeah, he killed it.
That was fucking hilarious.
So I just noticed that I just hit over 750 subs. So salute to that.
Hey, salute to that. Shout out. Definitely.
I was at 749 before the show started, and I know it's because of the DME shit tomorrow, and I know I'll probably get a few more subs off of that, and I appreciate DME for that because that's a big deal. Even if I only get I want to bring something else up. So I thought this was a little weird. So my Instagram, I don't let that many people follow me on Instagram. I had like 500 followers, and I just went and got rid of a bunch of them, so I only have like 100 and something now. But even I want to like cut that down more. But you know who just requested to follow me? Ike P from Restore Order. Like why? Like why? Like why
That's
do you want
random as hell, bro?
Right, bro? Why? Like what? Like what? Why?
Yeah, I'd stay away from that, brother.
Yeah, I didn't even accept it. I don't even care what you got. I don't even care what you want. For real.
Yeah, once you're over 40 and you're like sending dudes, I want to follow you on Instagram. It's like, why?
Well, I feel like it's an ulterior motive. I feel like he probably wants to try to like get information from me or try to talk to me, but I don't know. Because
he looked like one of them worms from Men in Black.
My channel's but my channel's gaining some traction, and I've had a few different people try to follow me that I don't.
No, he looked like the sandworm from Beetlejuice, the movie.
Yeah, yo, holy shit! You know what I watched? You know what movie I watched last night? The new Wonka movie.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I mean,
I loved it.
We were talking about it. I didn't watch it yet, but
I loved it, bro. I loved it.
That kid's all right. The Timothy
Chalamet.
Say that again, Jack.
I went and saw it at the theater with my girl, and it was all right. I mean, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a musical and this and that, and I knew ahead of time. There were in the city I'm at right now, man. It's like there aren't a lot of theaters that show a lot of shit, but it was more nostalgia than it was anything else. But it really, it didn't have anything to do with the other movie, which I understand it was like, the the prequel or whatever like
before
that.
the factory. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I dug it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because sometimes I'll see movies in the theater and not enjoy it as much as when I watch it at home. But I don't know if it's a comfort thing or what. But I don't know. I watched it last night and it was like at first I'm like, I don't know about this, but then as the movie went on, I was like, wow, man, this really just because I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I fucking loved the book. I loved the movie. So, and I did not like the Johnny Depp version, the Tim Burton one. So
yeah, that was meh.
Yeah, so
Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka is just so fucking
so incredible.
It's like,
and this kid does such a good fucking job. And
yeah, I liked him in the Dune movie and shit.
Dune, yeah, Dune,
that was good.
Yeah, I can't wait for Dune 2.
Speaking of
I'm waiting on that second joint, man. That first one was fucking dope as hell, bro.
Yeah, I think
the second one's
my
in theaters
brother
right now. But
yeah, I think my brother just went to see it tonight, so I'll tell me about it. But speaking of sandworms, Dune invented that shit, and fucking everyone bit it, and even Star Wars is like, everything just stole shit from Dune, which is like the original.
Because a lot of times when they do remakes of movies, they fuck it up, but they really did good with this. The actors, the character development, the storyline, everything was fucking on point.
Fact.
Absolutely. And
Javier Bardem and shit.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. I was gonna say, like, I was gonna go see it in theaters, but like, I feel like when I go see movies that are over 2 hours long in theaters, I tend to because I'm like, man, I want to just fucking be on my couch chilling, smoking, you know. But I don't know, man. But it is a good movie to see in theaters. That's the thing. It's one of those movies
it has to be. It's a great experience to see it in a theater. But yeah, you gotta like make sure you take a piss, eat before you like.
Yeah,
I remember seeing Lord of the Rings.
Me, you and Kevin.
Theaters. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And Lord of the Rings 3, The Return of the King, it has like 4 false endings where it's like everything's wrapped up, it fades to black, you're like, okay, it's over, and then it comes back in and there's still another 10 minutes, then it does it again, it's like fade out to another scene. Like, oh my god, I got a piss 2 hours ago, what the fuck.
And the movie's like 3.5 hours long. I remember like sitting there and we were watching it, and then like after a couple hours, I remember looking at them and being like, yo, this was a bad idea. We should have just waited. Oh,
yo, shit. Remember when we saw Super Troopers in the theater, the first one? And literally there was only like 2 other people in the theater. They got up like 20 minutes into it and were like, this isn't funny, and they left. We were the only people in the whole theater. That was fucking great.
The first 15 or 20 minutes is the best part.
I know. We were like, what the fuck? Bro.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's a hilarious movie, man.
Hazie, you seen that movie, Super Troopers?
Ruh-roh.
Hazie.
You sleeping, bro?
Hazie.
No, his mic, it keeps going like mute, unmute. Yo,
my bad.
Yeah, you good. Have you seen that, Super Troopers?
Fuck yeah, dude, that's a classic.
Yeah, fucking great, bro.
I knew he was gonna say that, bro. I knew he was gonna say that.
Yeah, the snozzberries taste like snozzberry. Speaking of Willy Wonka,
y'all ever heard of the 2 Ronnies? It sounds familiar, but
never.
Yeah, I
never.
Definitely heard of it, but I've never seen it.
No, I never heard of it.
Sounds familiar though. Is it good? Are you telling us to check it out? But yeah, man.
All right,
they don't make them like they used to, bro. You look back at Cheech and Chong's movies and all that shit, and you know what I mean? A lot of movies that came out on that type of tip, man, those are some of the best movies, man. They have long-standing value where you can not fuck with it for like a year or two and then go back to it and just laugh, get all smoked out and shit and watch, and laugh your ass off.
Yeah, bro, that scene in Cheech, I fucking still go back to all the time. The scene where he gets pulled over and he's like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think we're
Am I
parked,
driving
man.
okay?
He gets pulled.
I
Yeah.
think we're parked, man.
And then he goes, "Oh,
Is
license and
it
registration."
back?
He's like, "The license isn't it back there on the bumper, man?"
Isn't it back there on the bumper, man? Hey,
And
hey,
then
Pablo, wait.
he pulls out the joint.
Dog shit, man.
Yeah, he pulls out the joint. He's like, "Oh, this is," or he goes, "Oh, I got a joint, man." He pulls out this tiny little fucking thing. It's all crooked and shit. He's like, "What the fuck?" As at first, he's like, "Oh, hold on, I got a joint." And he goes, "Oh no, hold on, that's my dick." And then he pulls out the joint. He goes, "I hope your dick is bigger than this, man."
And then when that bitch snorts that line of Ajax, and she's like,
"Oh my god,
Uchi.
Oh my god.
Yeah, bro."
That's
and then he's like, he asks the cops like, "Oh, what's his name?" And he pukes and he's like, "He said his name is Ralph, man."
Wow, man. He said his name is
Ralph.
man.
And he gives him that shit to take, and he goes, "Oh, don't take that, man." And dude already took it.
Yeah.
He's like, he hands him his license. And he's like, "What's your name, sir?" He goes, "My name? Isn't it on there on the license, man?"
Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, it's Pedro, whatever." Yeah.
Yeah, Pedro de Pargas, man. That's my name, Pedro de Pargas.
He pulls out that big ass joint and he's like, "Hola chinga, is that a joint, man?" Goddamn, it looks like a quarter pounder.
Quarter pound, yeah.
Oh, fucking classic,
great.
bro.
He said, "My mama talking to me, trying to tell me how to live."
You can keep on knocking, but you can't come in.
Like a sieve.
Dave's
I
not
fuck with him, but Korn covered that, man.
Yeah,
They did. Yep. On Follow the Leader. Yep. They did.
That just reminded me Clerks, the first one, the first Clerks movie.
Oh yeah.
Where he's like, "Oh, this is what the fuck's the kid's name? The like exchange kid." He's like,
"Oh,
you know,
oh my god,
I know, I can't think of it right now. But he's like, he starts singing that song. He's like, "Would you like to suck my cock, bitch? Would you like some making fuck, bitch?" Did he just say making fuck?
Did he just say making fuck? He goes, "Yeah, he's wild, man," or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, crazy."
Oh, Erlock, nice.
Erlock,
like,
Erlock,
that means
nice.
yeah.
He goes, "Erlock, girl, nice." He goes, "Skronick."
Yeah. Because I don't know, but he's fucking, yeah, dude, that shit.
Yeah,
that
I don't know. Yeah,
hilarious.
she goes, "What does he say?" He goes, "I don't know, but he's fucking something. I can't even remember."
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the first time Go ahead.
Oh yeah, the part where he's like, "My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks," and the guy goes, "In a row?"
In a row.
And then he leans up,
fucking dick on the way through the parking lot, and the guy starts.
He goes to start following you. "Hey, come back here!" Yeah, dude, that shit's so.
Yeah, the first night that I was at Woodstock '94, after the music was done, they played Clerks. That's the very first time I saw that movie, man, and I fucking died laughing, bro. Of course, I was up on, I was on acid and all kinds of crazy ass shit. I thought that was the greatest thing since sliced pussy, bro. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the first time I ever seen them, I was like, "Holy shit, bro!"
I know, bro.
They're fucking having the conversation about the Death Star and the independent contractors that are. He's like, "Well, the first time it got blown up, but the second time it was under construction." It's like, so there had to have been like independent contractors working on it that had nothing to do with the fucking Empire. Like, like, bro, what the fuck?
That's fucking wild.
I was chilling out with this bitch that I met there. She's from Germany, and we were drinking on a bottle of Absolute vodka, and she pulls out this big ass bag of mushrooms, and she was like, "Want to watch a movie with me?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So we eased our way. I mean, there was 400,000 people there, but it was so cool, man, because I met so many people from around the world and everything, and I just happened to meet this girl from Germany. Stayed up all night eating mushrooms with her, watching Clerks, dude. Does it get any better than that?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. When I did roofing, when I used to do roofing, every time I'd be climbing the ladder, I'd go, I'm gonna break my crazy neck on this ladder.
I'm gonna break my crazy neck on
when
this
they
ladder.
go when they're playing hockey on the roof. But he doesn't say I'm about to break my neck on this crazy. He says, I'm gonna break my crazy neck on this ladder. Like what the fuck?
Crazy neck.
Like real. I think he like flubbed the line or something, but they just kept it in anyway. It's so fucking
It's a
funny.
worthy line, but it's funny. My crazy neck.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, but Jay and Silent Bob, man, you know, they're fucking, those were classic characters in that movie. Then they ended up doing that spin-off movie of Jay and Silent Bob, and then Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and all that. That was actually pretty good. Mallrats was fire too, bro.
I love Mallrats. I love Mallrats.
I like Dogma too. Speaking of George Carlin,
Dogma was incredible too. Yeah, bro.
Chris Rock and George Carlin were in Dogma.
Yeah.
Yo, I actually saw Mallrats before I saw Clerks, which is kind of crazy to think about it now.
Oh yeah,
Jedi mind tricks trying to make shit flow.
Yep. Yo, Mallrats is the shit, bro. I love that.
He was staring at the thing and he goes, "Hey, it's a schooner."
It's a schooner.
Yeah, right.
He's like, "You idiot! God. It's a sailboat. A schooner is a sailboat."
Is a sailboat.
Like, you know what? There is no Easter Bunny. That guy down there is just a man in a suit.
You started spazzing on that little kid.
Yeah, the fucking
shit. You remember them joints when you stare into it and can see pictures?
Oh yeah,
that's definitely like a '90s fucking staple.
Yeah, you had to fucking sit there all cross-eyed and try to fuck. Oh my god, my brother had one of those posters. I'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like, I remember the first time I actually like saw something, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, yeah, that's definitely some '90s shit.
Fresh Coast that Tracy Ullman had a great comedy.
Oh yeah,
Ben Affleck.
Came from.
She was on Curb Your Enthusiasm the last season, and she was on the first half of this season. So
that's where the Simpsons came from.
Facts. I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Damn.
It used to be like just a small little sketch thing on the Tracy Ullman show, and then that's what became the Simpsons. Yeah,
that's a fact.
That's right.
Yeah, my mom put me on game about that shit.
Yeah, she's a legend. She is a comedy legend, man.
Yeah,
so is
she had a lot of like sketch character comedy and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, you know who I like I couldn't really stand, but her stand-up was actually funny, is Joan Rivers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was actually good on stage. She was like ruthless. She used to do like fucking 9/11 jokes and shit. Like,
yeah, she was the queen of that fucking, like, you know what I mean? Just say what I want to, gully type shit.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, because I grew up seeing her as like, you know, she'd be like hosting the ball drop on New Year's and shit. I'm like, oh, this fucking lady, and she had like 20 facelifts and
on
shit.
Johnny Carson and all that. Yeah.
But then actually going back and seeing the stand, I was like, oh shit, she's actually funny. Like, you know, I feel like some people you just get introduced the wrong way, and you.
I think she got murdered, bro, for that shit she said about Obama and Michelle, where that reporter was like talking about, you know, you think we'll ever see a gay president? She said we already have one with Obama. She's like, people need to open their eyes, and she goes, and we all know Michelle's a training. Well, she's an insider. You know what I mean? That's supposed to do that. You know, keep a oath or a secret shit. She just, we all know that Michelle Obama's a man. I mean, at least those of us that are awake, but you can't say that. And then what, 2 months later, she ended up dead on a routine scope?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is crazy, bro.
Crazy.
I feel like, a lot of the, because basically it's like we were saying, it's like, that's essentially what they're supposed to like do, is be truth tellers. And it's like, to get that successful, you almost like have to be like, but you know, connected in some kind of way, get some push. But it's like, but then they expect these like, you know, truth tellers like not to say certain shit, and then it's like when they do, they all wind up dying. It's like, I don't know, bro.
Yes. And nobody ever does anything. It's like, you know, and I understand we all live our lives and shit like that, but nobody raises a fuss. Nobody stands up and say, hey, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's partially like, you know, everyone has a fucking distraction in front of them 24/7. Like, you know, everyone's too engulfed in their own shit to like, you know, they literally came out like what, last year, the year before, they're like, yeah, so aliens are probably real, and like no one even gave a fuck. You
Right.
know,
Nobody
like,
blames. Everybody's so caught up in all this division and talking shit about what you remember
yeah,
the 4 no-nos at parties when we used to go to. What was it? You don't talk about sexuality, you don't talk about race, you don't talk about
religion,
religion and
yeah,
politics.
politics,
And
yeah,
that's all they got everybody talk about. They spun out in this
yeah,
fucking psychological warfare and divided like crazy. And then what they do? Divided us to a literal context, said go in your home because we said there's a disease that's gonna kill you. I'm not gonna say too much on YouTube, man, but we know what the fuck that was.
yeah, exactly. And it's just,
Yep.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to get off onto a
No,
tangent.
it's good. I mean,
No, it's a
essentially, it's
fact.
like, you know, we can't. It just sucks because it's like we're talking about like even a topic like, oh, comedy, or like, you know, a battle rap. It's like, you know, you're trying to have fun with the shit and talk about like, oh, but this and that, and it's like essentially it all like comes back to the same shit. So it's
Right.
like, you know, it
It's
is
just
what
like,
it is.
imagine if Patrice O'Neal was here today, bro. He would be fucking. Oh my god, he would
Bro,
be
I
going
know.
off.
And that's
But it's
like Dave Chappelle, man. I know he's controlled, and I know that he only got that 50 million because he either got in pocket. Some people say he's a clone, but you know, I'm not going to go that far. But we know he got in pocket and everything, and was used on a Hegelian dialectic to talk about all the trans shit and everything, which I applaud him for that. But by the same token, man, I know he's used as a tool because they wouldn't have let him out there like that if he was, you know, wasn't controlled.
Yeah, Netflix wanted, because like some people tried to make a fuss about it, and Netflix was like, no, no, no. So it's like, like, I
And we
don't
know
know. It's like,
that Netflix had cuties on there and all that disgusting ass
yeah,
shit.
that's
So
no, what's fucked up is like, obvious. I've never watched it. I never plan on watching it. But I've seen
nah.
people on YouTube and shit like, it's actually a good movie. I'm like, that makes me look at
I
you
have
sideways,
too.
bro.
I've
Like,
seen a couple people say that. I was like, bitch, if you lost your whole entire fucking mind,
I
no, it's a
know. It's like,
discovery of, you know, becoming a woman. No, bitch, it is bait
it's
for
fucking
fucking chomo
12-year-old
pedo
girls,
ass
bro.
weird motherfuckers.
Yeah, and it's like, even if you did like watch it just for like controversy's sake, like, oh, see what everyone's talking about, and you personally like wind up liking it, I'm like, bro, I wouldn't even like admit that out loud. Like, I would feel so weird. Like, I saw like the poster of it and was like, nah, I'm good, bro. I don't care how
Yeah.
many good reviews it gets. I'm not fucking watching that. I'm all set, bro. Like,
If it looks suspect to me, I'm not watching it, bro. Period.
facts.
Now I'm
It's like
watching a bunch of 11-year-old girls get down in their skivvies and all that. You're out of your
Hell
fucking mind.
no.
Anybody that watched that, I mean, I understand some people watch that out of curiosity, but anybody watch that, give it a positive review, man, suck a dead dog's dick.
Yeah,
Facts. I remember back in like, I don't know if it's the 90s or early 2000s, there was this movie called like 13 or something. It had like Evan Rachel Wood and like some other chick. And the girl I was dating at the time fucking loved it. She always tried to get me to watch it, and I would, and I was only like 17, but I was like, I'm not watching a movie about little girls that are like experimenting in their sexuality. Like, I don't care. I don't want to watch that shit. Like, all set. And that's like nothing compared to this fucking movie. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I get maybe it's like, if I was like, I mean, pause, like, but it's like for little girls, I guess, if like, that's a movie for them. But like, I'm good, bro. If you're a grown man watching a movie about like a fucking 12-year-old cheerleading squad or something, like I'll go watch Bring It On. You know, I'll go watch Bring It On with actual like adult women that are good looking.
No shit. Like Virgin Suicide's another one of those, like 13. Yeah, it's just wild, bro.
It's like I have enough trouble like trying to decide what movie to watch anyway. I'll scroll for 45 minutes on Netflix.
Me too.
So I'm definitely not watching some dumb shit like that. Like, give me a break, bro.
So what are Hazie? What are some of your favorite comedy movies?
Damn.
I know
Put
there's
me
a
on
lot.
the spot again. There's a lot of them, man.
You can Google it if you need to too.
Bro, fucking Kids in the Hall brain candy is so fucking funny.
Oh my god, Kids in the Hall brain candy is such a great fucking movie, man. I love that fucking movie.
I designed a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like, okay, does it have any other use? Or I designed a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends. What are you people just not getting here?
That was Bruce McCullough.
Oh my god.
They all play multiple characters in the same movie.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Any Kids in the Hall shit. But yeah, definitely go check that shit out for sure.
I know, I'm trying to think of comedy movies right now.
Y'all got Super Troopers stuck in my head, like.
I know, literally, that's all I can think of now is the Club Dread Fools. Like, yo, Broken Lizards. Yeah, they made Club Dread, and Super Troopers 2 was pretty good too.
Club Dread is great.
Underrated, bro. That's an underrated
Super Troopers
movie.
2 was good too. Club Dread, yeah, dude. I fucking
Bill
love
Paxton
that.
is fucking Captain Pete or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, isn't Jack Black in it too? Is Jack Black?
No, I don't think Jack Black's in it. He was actually in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
I still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was. Yeah. Damn.
I'm trying to think if a couple comes to mind, I'll tell y'all.
You know, it's a good movie. It's like action, but there's a lot of comedy in it. Is The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
The Big Hit.
Yeah, that's a fucking classic.
White Men Can't Jump is a great comedy movie too. Life of Brian, great comedy movie. White Men Can't Jump was like a comedy and a drama too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Foods that begin with Q. Oh my god.
Damn, man.
I can't think of any right now that I'm trying to.
Friday is an obvious classic, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the second one's better than the first one, though.
Next Friday, that's tough. That's tough to say, but what I will say is that usually, especially with comedies, the sequel is never nearly as good as the original, right? But in this case, to me, it definitely held up, especially with the loss of Chris Tucker, him being able to get Mike Epps and guys like that.
Bro. The second one's good, bro. It's got the white kid that plays Roach, the Joker, baby Joker shit. Like
baby Joker.
There's a lot of
Cat
good.
Williams was in that the Friday after next. But,
fucking Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport is like the Cucamonga Cracker Killers.
I don't want any trouble. I love that movie, but is it better than the first one? I would say maybe from a comedy standpoint.
Yeah,
because,
honestly,
because the first Friday movie wasn't like strictly a comedy. It was a comedy, but it was also really a hood movie too. So the second one was like strictly a comedy. So from a comedy standpoint, I would say yes, it's a better comedy. But I think an overall movie, I think the first one is a better overall movie.
Yo, I think the chick in the second one might be even a little better looking.
Man. Yeah.
The Latina chick. The chick in the second one is by far the best looking one of the three, I think, because the one in the third one and Friday After Next, I could take her.
And next Friday has like the Pinky limo driver, the fucking I can't get jiggy with this shit. I don't know, man.
It's got Michael Blackson's first appearance in a movie. It's got
Pinky, like scene for scene, it might be better than Friday.
Pinky. Yeah, he's like Roach, you bust your shit.
Yeah. Yo, you know what's fucked up? You know the kid that plays Roach in that movie?
He was died.
Yeah, he was in Kids, right? The movie Kids.
Yeah, he was. He was in Kids. He
And,
was Casper. He was Casper.
there was a lot of shit about like him behind the scenes and you know, like
He was
directors,
a
and
real skater too. He was a real.
he was
like
like you know, dealing with some shit that happened behind the scenes, I guess, and like
Yeah.
there's a reason why he never was like in more movies, and then he ended up dying and shit. Let's just say that, you know,
Oh, I know what you're talking
on
about.
some like Bryan Singer type shit,
Right.
which
I
is
told
sad
you
because that kid was a good actor. You could tell, like, you know, he had talent.
Yeah, man, he was
It's
a
like,
good skater too.
don't mix the hots with the colds, they say. You're gonna ruin my dickies.
You're gonna ruin my dickies. Yes, bro. Yes. Oh, shit.
no
Hey,
more
what's
locked
that on your
doors.
leg?
I was just gonna say, I'm so glad he referenced that because usually the first reference you
Yeah.
hear is the no more locked doors. But yeah, that shit, you're gonna ruin.
I'm an elastic warrior.
I'm an Aztec warrior.
Hey, what's on your leg? Oh, forget it. I think it's yogurt or something.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Shout out to Ice Cube, man, for bringing us some great.
I don't even
comedy.
like Houdini.
I don't even. I don't even like Houdini. Yo, that was hilarious.
Say another motherfucking word, and this shit is over.
Oh, say it again.
No,
Say
no,
yeah.
you ain't got no gun, but where the weed at?
But where the weed at?
Oh shit!
But where the weed at? Like, I ain't got no weed. I'm trying to tell you, my cousin. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
You better keep your goddamn mouth shut.
Like, Day, is this your cousin? Yes, my cousin. Good. Then you fired.
He was like, that motherfucker had me scared, but I held my own. Fuck that shit.
If I held my own, fuck that shit. Yo, what was funny is he tells Roach he's fired, and then he's like, Day, this is your cousin. He's like, yeah, he's like, you fired. No, because Day looked at Roach and goes, you fired, and like pushed him a little bit. And then he's like, Day, you fired too. He's like, well, why am I fired? But then when fucking they're smoking the joint and Craig goes to use the bathroom before the whole shit goes off with Pinky, he's in the bathroom and Day-Day's fucking high as shit, and he's like, you know, Craig doo-dooed in the pool one time.
Yeah.
It was like a chocolate payday kind of hit my face.
Yeah, he's like, it was thrown in, kind of hit my face a little bit. Yeah.
One time we were in the church and Craig had to go to the bathroom and by the graces of God or whatever or some shit like that. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
He's like, don't be trying to hook me up with the little sister that's bigger than the big sister. She know about all the bootleg snacks.
She know about all the bootleg snacks before they even hit the streets. She know about all the year 2000 snacks.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. The second one might be better than the first one.
I told you, bro. That shit is funnier than the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah, bro.
If you go scene for scene, yeah, I think it might be better. Like,
as far as a comedy standpoint, I think.
Yeah.
But as far as the overall movie, I think the first one still is better. But yes, if you break it down from a comedy standpoint, I do think the second one is probably better. I would say I laugh harder, especially when I watch it now. I definitely laugh harder at Next Friday.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yo, you ever seen the movie The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling?
Yeah,
and
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Bro.
I saw it in theaters, but I don't really remember it, and I've been meaning to rewatch it because I know it was funny. I know I laughed my ass off in the theater.
It's just like it's written by the same guy, Shane Black. He did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's another one if you've never seen it. With Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's the same guy who did that. Shane Black. He actually wrote Lethal Weapon, The Last Boy Scout. He was in Predator 1 for a minute.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Shane Black. Yeah, he's fucking great. He like invented the fucking, well, maybe not invented, but like reinvigorated the buddy cop genre with Lethal Weapon and shit. So that's why he's so good at that. Like the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys both have that feel of like, you know, the buddy cop kind of style.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you've never seen it, I think it's on Netflix. If you've never seen The Nice Guys, that shit's fucking hilarious.
No, I've
bro.
seen it. I saw it in theaters. I just don't really remember it, but I do remember laughing my ass off during it. So I definitely want to rewatch it for sure. But
Harold and Kumar was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I love Harold and Kumar Christmas, especially that one is my favorite out of all of them. I love that fucking movie. I watch it
the first one's definitely better than the second one. That's one of those.
Yeah, the second one was kind of weak, but the first one's great, and then the Christmas one is just fucking amazing.
Kumar's girlfriend is hot as shit though.
Fact.
In which one?
The second one.
And all his girlfriend. Yeah, she's in all of them, I think. But yeah. She is hot as fuck.
She can get it.
They both are.
Fucking, Pineapple Express is a good one too. That's a funny
Pineapple Express is a fucking great comedy.
You know, there's a lot of those like knocked up like kind of movies that are like but that one, Pineapple Express is fucking funny, bro.
I agree. That movie I could watch anytime, any fucking time. That shit makes me laugh so hard.
I'm trying to think of more comedy movies. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
As far as like, you know, I'd say like Clerks is probably one of my favorite ones. Like, damn, I know as soon as we end them, I'm like, oh, this one and this one and that. Like, but trying to think of them off the top of my head, I'm like, fuck, man.
Well, because there's a lot of different like types of comedy movies. You know what I mean? Like, you got your Uncle Bucks. Got your Super Troopers, you got your oh my god, I can't even believe Half Baked, bro. That is one of the greatest comedy movies ever fucking made. That is in my top 5, maybe even top 3 comedy movies of all time. That movie, bro, as someone who smokes a lot of weed and has since I was a 12-year-old kid, consistently smoking. You know, that movie for me, and Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke, we already talked about that. But Half Baked for me, like, really define what a comedy movie is, especially about weed. And shout out to Samson Simpson. I stick to my story. I'm from Jamaica, but that movie, when that movie first came out, it literally changed how I look at comedy movies for real. And I'll never forget, man. I remember watching the previews for it before it came out in theaters, and they would always show this part where Jim Brewer is trying to jump over a parking meter and hits his ball.
Oh my god!
And that part is not in the movie. It's not in the movie. But
you know why? Because when they shoot the trailer, when they shoot a trailer for a movie, the movie's not done yet.
Right, it hasn't. Right, it's not complete.
Those are scenes that they're like, you know, or at least that's what they used to do. They used to shoot a trailer for the movie to try to get like, you know, oh, this is so. When they wind up editing it and shit, it's like sometimes those scenes don't make the movie. I've seen that a couple times where it's like there's a scene in the trailer that's not in the movie, and you're like, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah, exactly. But I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
How High is another good comedy weed movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Damn, man, there's so many of them, dude.
I know. I'm blanking right now on this shit.
Because I watch a lot of comedy movies too. Just like stand up.
Yeah, there's so many good ones.
Damn, man.
I mean, we've talked about it on these like oh my god, have you guys seen Fool's Paradise?
No.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
oh, you have? Okay, so yeah.
Oh wait, is that with Charlie Day?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I just watched
so
that.
this got an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't agree with that. It was
also
good. But...
like, yeah, Rotten Tomatoes sucks, bro. The movie was amazing. So I watched it twice, okay, because the first time I watched it, I loved it the first time too. But the second time I watched it, I noticed a lot of shit, bro. Charlie Day exposes a lot of shit about Hollywood in this movie. You got
I was just gonna say, I feel like that's probably why people didn't get what he was actually saying with the shit.
There's literally a point at the end where like he's at a point in his career where he has to make a decision if he wants to move forward with being an actor, and if he does, there's literally he has to walk through this door that literally has a fucking triangle on it, and then the door opens and it's just like a big bright white light, and then he goes in there and they basically tell him exactly what you think they would tell him. And then he decides not to but it's
I
such
love
a
the
great
scene where he like he's trying to get back on, so he comes in the room and they're like sitting down meeting with, and it doesn't show the kid yet from behind, and it's the kid from earlier. He's got like a fedora on and shit. The same kid that was all like, "Oh my god, you're my idol and I respect you" and shit, and like all of a sudden he turns around and he's like, "Yeah, listen," he's like, "You're all washed up now," and fucking I thought that was mad funny.
Yeah, and the cast was unbelievable. I mean, Charlie Day, Ken Jeong, Kate Beckinsale, Adrian Brody, Jason Sudeikis, Edie Falco, Jason Bateman, Common, Ray Liotta's last movie, and John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Goodfellas is like one of my favorite fucking movies of all time.
Great movie.
Yeah, facts. Being John Malkovich is good too. That's kind of a comedy too.
Being John Malkovich is great. Ted is a movie that I feel like it became big for a reason, because it was fucking hilarious.
Yo, they just turned it into like a show. There were
that's a shit in the corner.
I watched the first I watched the first episode and I was like,
yeah, I tried to. I was like, meh. But yo, when he's like, when they do the speed run, if he's like, oh, it's a trailer trash name, and he's like, fucking, he starts naming off all the trailer trash girl names and shit. That's mad funny.
Yeah. Oh my god, that shit must have took some practice, because that was fucking crazy. I love that.
Yeah, he's like Jennifer, Jason, Stacy, fucking Caroline. He's like, wait, is it a name with like an Ann? He's like, yep. You get like fucking Caroline, Jillian, fucking.
Yeah.
It's just mad funny.
No, he's like, is it a name with a Lynn after it?
Oh yeah, Lynn. Yeah.
Now let me ask you guys this: do you guys think that the movie Animal House is overrated?
Absolutely. I think that movie is very overrated.
So we have two separate opinions. Now I'm not gonna give my opinion just yet. Hazie, state your claim here. What? Why do you think that Animal House is not overrated?
I don't know. It's kind of like an older version of American Pie.
Yes, and it's exactly why I think it's overrated. I think you hit the nail on the head. Honestly, it's like, for the time, it was the American Pie of the time. But to me, it's like, this is just like a Porky's or fucking, it's like, oh, Jim Belushi, and it's like, okay, like the one funny. It's like there's some funny parts in it. Don't get me wrong, like when he fucking grabs the kid's guitar and fucking smashes it, like that's funny.
Yeah.
But like,
what's a funny movie? I'm looking through my because I got like a fuckload of movies. I'm looking through my DVD cases or my DVD fucking things. Van Wilder, bro.
I was gonna say that that story is based off Bert Kreischer, supposedly.
Yeah,
you know that?
Supposedly, I don't know if I believe that, because because they Ryan Reynolds has been asked about that, and he hasn't confirmed it. So I don't know,
supposedly it's because
I mean, not that they would, but
I mean, I could see him just being a drunk idiot who was in college for like too many years. Like, no one is a partier. So Rolling Stone wrote some article about it because they were like, fuck, we're stretched thin. What are we gonna have to write about?
And he saw the movie and was like, oh, that's about me. Like, it was
no, well, they were gonna make a movie about it, and then they passed on him or something, and then supposedly they wind up like greenlighting it with someone else, and they got Ryan Reynolds, and then basically his agent told him like, look, you can sue them and maybe get some money, but then you're never gonna work in Hollywood ever again, or you could take the money and like, you know, it is what it is, and people will, you know, you might be able to get some work after that.
Now here's the thing is
but I don't believe it's like
believe that Hollywood would do that, but I just don't believe anything Bert Kreischer says.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely like a story, you know. I don't believe like any of it. Like, oh, this has really happened to him or anything like that. But
Bert Kreischer's such a fucking clown to me, bro. Like, I can't stand
the fake laughs and shit. Oh, when he starts like wheezing and shit, it's like, relax, bro. Jesus. And he even admitted he purposely does it. Like, he purposely fucking laugh like that because he's like, I think it's funny when people laugh. Like, well, we don't. Say something funny so we can laugh. How about that?
Yeah, like I watch like you know those like videos on YouTube of how like the title will say like why Bert Kreischer ain't funny or whatever.
Yeah,
and
like
I'll watch
that. Too lazy to try or podcast cringe and shit. You watch that?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, bro.
But yo, Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I feel like that one's a little overrated, but it's definitely kind of funny.
To me, yo, I love that fucking movie and I'll watch it anytime, but I get why some people wouldn't like it. But to me, that's like one of the best movies that's ever come out of Adam Sandler's production company, and he's not even in it. So
yeah. I did like
I don't know. I just love that movie. Maybe it's because I smoke a lot of weed, but I love that.
A couple earlier Sandler movies are kind of like Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison's kind of funny, but
he's got a few.
But Ben Stiller's funny as hell, bro. As the guy who like at the nursing center or whatever, like he's all mean to his grandma and shit. That's fucking funny.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Wedding Crash is pretty good.
What about The Big Lebowski?
Top 5 comedies all time. Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
amazing movie. I love that movie.
Dodgeball.
Hold on.
Dodgeball ain't that funny.
What did you say?
He said Dodgeball. I referenced Dodgeball in the clip battle. I feel like a lot of people didn't catch that bar.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, the wrench. Yeah, him throwing the wrench.
Yeah.
I'm about to go model.
Hey, yo, Paul.
What?
Dazed and Confused. Great.
Yeah, that's movie. A good one.
That's a classic to me. That's like any. I don't know, man. Anybody who's ever like been in high school, man, you should appreciate that movie. Like,
my mom told me, like, growing up at that time, she's like, that's exactly what it was like, pretty much. So
it's
that just gives me even more appreciation for the movie.
Absolutely. You know, here's a movie that when this movie first came out, there wasn't a whole lot of comedies like this movie, and this is another high school comedy movie, but there were, you know, just this one was very like original with the way they did it, I felt like. And I remember being super high, right, with my girl, and we went to go see the Rob Zombie Halloween movie, right? And I'm with my girl, I'm with one of her friends and her friend's boyfriend, right? And her friend is super controlling of her boyfriend, right? And he was like, I'm higher than a motherfucker at this point. I was so high, yo, and I remember because the kid said to me, he's like, "Oh, I want to go see Superbad," and I was like, "Oh man, yeah, let's go see." I'm fucking high as shit. I want to go see Superbad too. I want to laugh. I don't want to see people get murdered. I want to laugh. So and I wanted to see the Halloween movie because I love Halloween movies, but I was like, I really wanted to watch a comedy at the moment. So he's like, my girl will never let me. I was like, what, man? Fuck that. So I'm like, hey, we're gonna go watch Superbad. You girls can go watch Halloween. And my girl was like, all right, cool. And his girl was giving him a fucking death stare. And I'm like, hey, we're gonna go see Superbad. And she's like, I don't like that idea. I was like, well, I don't care what you like. We want to go see Superbad. So so we went and saw Superbad, man, and I fucking laughed my ass off. And that movie still holds up to this day.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like Superbad.
Yeah.
Joe Dirt.
Remember Detroit Rock City? Remember that movie?
So a little funny story about Detroit Rock City. Now, the reason I even know Pablo is because of my brother Roach, right? Me and Roach, we went to school together for many years. But when we first started hanging out and stuff, we rented a movie. We went to the video store and we rented a movie because that's how you did it back then. And we rented this movie, Detroit Rock City. And Roach falls asleep halfway through. I stay up. I finish the movie, and the next morning I fucking spoil the movie for him. I'm like, yo, man, the end of this movie, da 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 da. And he doesn't believe me. He doesn't believe what I'm telling him. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, bro. That's it. He's like, shut the fuck up. That's not. So we watched the movie again, and sure enough, that's how it ended. But yeah, so for years, this movie, I'm trying to find this movie, and I couldn't find it at Bull Moose. I had them order it for me, but I never went and picked it up for some reason. And it's not on really any streaming services. So my girl ordered it for me for Christmas this year on DVD. Actually, they didn't even have it on Blu-ray. They only had it on DVD.
Crazy. I have it on DVD somewhere.
Yeah. So I got it on DVD now. So I just watched it recently. I watched it twice since Christmas. That movie,
Cabin Fever, and fucking
Yep. Yo, that movie still holds up, bro. And probably my favorite part of the whole movie is when the disco dicks fucking run them off the road, and then they end up beating the shit out of those dudes. Because Pablo, that's some shit we would have done back in the day. Like those dudes would have got fucked up if they had run us off the road.
the girl hitchhiking down the street, and he's like, "Oh, we should pick her up." He's like, "There's horror movies that start like this," and then the guy goes, "Yeah, there's porno movies that start like this."
Shit.
Fuck.
Shit, man. Yeah, man. There's a lot of great comedies. Detroit Rock City is one of them, though. If y'all never seen Detroit Rock City, I highly suggest you go watch that movie. It's
about like they're fans of the band Kiss, which I'm like, meh. But
I'm not a fan of Kiss.
The movie itself doesn't really have that much to do with it. It's just they're trying to get to the concert. It's basically
so if you just pretend that it's whatever band you like the most, whatever your favorite band is, and just watch the movie pretending it's you and your friends on this journey trying to get to this concert. Yo, it's a trip. It really is a great movie. It's a fun movie to watch, actually.
Yeah, because that's the thing with certain comedies, they might be like kind of funny while you watch it the first time, but for a comedy to hold up that you can watch like over and over, that's why I was saying like a Clerks or something. Like I must have seen that fucking 70 times. It's still funny when you watch
it. Same thing with Friday and Next Friday.
Yeah, so it's like there's certain comedies that it's like you can only watch like once or like once every couple of years even or something.
Comedies have to be rewatchable to me.
Yeah.
If it's not, if I laugh my ass off the first time, but then I watch it again and I don't laugh, and then I watch it the third time I don't laugh, then the movie wasn't funny. It has to hold up.
Yeah, some jokes they don't hit the same the second time, and it's like
Right. So
I feel like that's what has a lot to
incredible.
do with the. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, subscribe please. I was actually just recording me playing some Matchbox 20 earlier. I was gonna drop the video, but
Oh, dope.
maybe
Dope.
only if I get some more subscribers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do it either way. But I think I'm gonna
Nah, he's
redo
been
it.
dropping a lot of content, and after March 22nd, he'll be back to drop.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing more. But yeah, I'm gonna. If you
I'm
really
glad
want to
you
see,
brought up
if
Detroit
you want to
Hard
see a
City.
comedy on the 22nd.
Hey, I want to bring up two horror comedies that
Yeah,
are
go ahead. Cabin Fever. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
So, Idle Hands.
Oh, that's a fucking great one, bro.
Great fucking movie, which has a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, which Rotten Tomatoes.
Nah, they bugging, bro.
They are bugging, yo. That Idle Hands is such a great fucking movie, and I actually just watched it in October this past year.
Young Jessica Alba is in that.
Oh my god, young Jessica Alba, bro.
Yeah,
damn.
she's like, did you just grab my ass? And she's like, I'm impressed.
I haven't seen it, but if Jessica Alba's in it, like,
Idle Hands is fucking classic.
It's
Young
got,
Seth Green is in it, and
Devin Sawa.
Yeah.
Dude, go watch
I gotta
that.
check that out.
Yeah, there's a hot black. Wait, Vivica A. Fox is in that too, isn't she?
Vivica Fox is in it too.
Yeah,
when she was hot.
Yeah. Facts, bro. That's a fucking great movie.
And the other
Offspring's in it too.
Jack Evil. Yeah, they are, and the guy gets scalped in it.
Yeah, Evil Dead
2 is hilarious.
Yeah,
but that's not the one I was gonna say. The other one is, and I appreciate this movie because it's a British movie, and they did show very briefly the White Stripes album in the background of one of the scenes.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Hot Fuzz is fucking hilarious too.
I love Hot Fuzz, yo. And you know what other movie I love too is The World's End.
World's End, yeah. That whole trilogy, the Cornetto trilogy, is fire.
I love those fucking 3 movies, man. I could watch any of those 3 movies at any time, but I would say my favorite of the 3. It was Hot Fuzz, but I don't know, man. The World's End is.
Yeah, it is great. He's like, I'm Gary fucking what the fuck?
Gary King.
Gary fucking King.
He said there's a little Gary King in all of us. And he's like there's only one Gary King, and he said he's like, I know what I fucking said.
Yeah, I know what I fucking said. Yo, Simon Pegg's fucking funny, bro.
He is, man. He is. I'm so glad I brought that up because those are 3 great comedies.
Yo, you just reminded me. I forget the dude's name. The fat dude that's in all those ones. I forget his name now. But,
shit. Oh, I was just about to say it too. Fuck. What is his name?
He's like Nick something or
Nick Frost.
Yeah. So I don't know if you ever seen this movie. Nick Frost is in it, but most of the cast is just like young kids. It's called Attack the Block. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Bro,
no, I haven't seen that.
You gotta watch Attack the Block. It's about these British kids that live in this like fucking like slummy side of town, in these like apartments, whatever they call them, flats, right?
Yeah.
And fucking aliens come. They like crash in their city. Yeah. Attack the block, fam! Like fucking aliens, bruv. It's fucking great. These aliens show up, and these kids, these like fucking teenage kids on bicycles, have to like fight the aliens. So they get like, one kid grabs a samurai sword, and fucking Nick Frost is in it for a little bit. He's like a weed guy growing weed, and then there's like a weed dealer.
Like the way you're explaining it, I feel like I have seen it, but the name,
it's not that old. It's maybe like 8 years old or something like that. But dude, I've seen that movie like 4 times now. It's fucking great. It's like, I wouldn't say it's like a comedy per se, it's like more like kind of an action movie, but
What is it? What streaming service is on?
I don't know. I watched it on my computer.
I'll find it.
It was just on TV one day, and I was like, "What's it? Oh, Attack the Block!" And I put it on. It was kid with British accent, so I was like, "All right, fam." Oh yeah, thought it was like it was like watching a Don't Flop battle or something. Because all they had to like, "Attack the Block, fam." Like, listen, cuzzo, fucking, and like, all right. So I started watching. I got into it. It's actually a good movie, bro. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch. You know, I'll watch it, especially if you said you watched it more than one time, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd watch it again. It's a good
Zombieland 2 was funny. Low budget B horror and sci-fi movies, especially on Mystery Science.
Yo, those are my favorite, bro.
Let's go. I agree.
Like, I just watched Thanksgiving is on Netflix.
Oh my god.
That movie's fucking hilarious because
I want to see that movie, bro.
Yo, it's good. If you have Netflix, it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
they just put it on there.
And I just rewatched it the other day.
Because Eli Roth he made it, and it's like takes place in like Plymouth, but everyone has fucking like Boston accents and shit, kind of, or like, you know, Massachusetts fucking accent. So it's fucking hilarious, bro. And the death scenes are so violent, like.
Yeah, it is fucking wild. That movie's crazy, and it starts off with an insane opening scene. Like,
really actually, someone we didn't mention, I think, is actually a good stand-up, is Tim Dillon is actually in it for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's the security guard in the beginning. And,
that's right.
You know.
That's right.
But yeah, Tim Dillon's funny too. Even though he's gay, I still think he's funny. Because he doesn't really talk about it, you know.
Attack the Block. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Fuck, I just had a movie in mind. I can't remember what it was. Let me see.
Fucking Euro Trip and Road Trip.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I love. Scotty doesn't know, but it's Road Trip. Now, I actually, it's funny that you referenced that because I just watched that literally less than a week ago because my girl had never seen it, and it still holds up to this day.
My ex-girlfriend used to always say that you looked like the kid in that movie with the blue eyes and shit. The fucking.
Wait, what movie were we talking about again?
Road Trip.
Oh yeah, the one with the afro.
Yeah.
The J.
Whatever his name, I forget. I haven't seen it in a while. But...
No, not his name. The J, the Jewish guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with the fro. I said I look like him.
Yeah, she always used to say that. Yeah.
I could see that more than Steve-O. I could see that.
Yeah,
more
definitely.
Than Steve-O. How do you guys feel about Napoleon? Oh, Caddyshack. But how do you guys feel about Napoleon Dynamite?
It didn't age well to me, dude.
Yeah, I definitely did not age well.
Definitely did not age well. I do appreciate again them playing the White Stripes in that movie, but the movie, but Caddyshack is a classic.
Groundhog Day too is fucking mad.
Groundhog Day, man, I love that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield was a good stand-up comedian as well.
Yeah.
Sam Kinison was great before, like
I know, man.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck he started doing at the end, but he was great before. Yeah. He's in an episode of Married with Children too.
Oh, for real? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he plays like his guardian angel or whatever, like fucking It's a Wonderful Life type shit.
Yeah, they do a Wonderful Life type deal. That's right. Holy shit. I forgot all about that. I used to love that show, man.
I know there's gonna be more as soon as we end. I'm gonna be like, oh, this show and this movie, and you know. So.
I know.
We might have to do a part 2 of like comedy shows and movies or something.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to, and we can definitely delve more into the stand-up side of it too. And definitely get more people up here, because I'm sure next time we'll have more people up here. I don't know if there's probably some other lives going on or something, but either way, I don't do this shit for, like, if people watch it, but I don't care. I just enjoy having this conversation with y'all either way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man. So for the people who did stick around, for the people who were in here, salute to y'all. But on that note, do you guys have anything else before we get out of here?
No.
I wanted to run something by you, Social.
For sure, brother. What do you got?
All right, so my birthday's coming up on April 2nd, and I will be 30.
You already know. I got
Wait, are you a Taurus, bro?
April 2nd. I guess. I think I'm an Aries, or I am a Taurus.
Oh, okay.
I think
my birthday's April 24th, bro.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a birthday stream for Hazie.
Yeah, my 30th, bro.
And we're gonna do a birthday stream for Pablo. Maybe, I don't know, because we're gonna be at a concert on Pablo's birthday. So yeah, man. But yeah, hit the like button, y'all. I appreciate y'all for being here. Yeah, man. Anything else? You guys got anything else before we get up out of it? Yeah, Hazie. So April 2nd. What day is that?
I don't know. I can't pull in. I don't want to get.
I got you. It's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. So yeah, we can do a stream one, because I'm gonna be starting my new job next week. So or maybe this week. I don't know. But so yeah, we could do April 2nd when I get done work, and then
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds
so
good, man.
April 2nd, y'all pull up, man, for Hazie's birthday stream. We're gonna have a stream. We're gonna have an open panel. Let everybody up. We're just gonna celebrate, smoke some weed, have some drinks, do our thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So this has been Unscripted Logic, Mondays from 6 to 9. Tomorrow, everybody tune in at noon for my interview with the one and only DME Detroit. Gonna be fucking amazing. I can't wait for that shit, y'all. All right, man. Hazie, I appreciate you, brother. Pablo, I appreciate you, man, as always.
Salute, Hazie.
Salute, Pablo. Salute.
We're gonna keep this channel pushing, and we're gonna make sure the content keeps coming. And regardless of what else is going on, we're always gonna do this show every Monday through Friday, regardless. So salute to y'all, man. Unscripted Logic, Social Assassin, Pablo Pickasso, Hazie. We out of here. Peace.